Good evening, welcome to my abode. Come on in, welcome. Good evening. How are we all doing tonight? Are we all in high spirits? As high spirits as a certain Katie Myers was in earlier. Good show. Keep on filtering in. We're waiting for people to filter. Come on, filter. Okay? Filter. And if anybody wants to go and fetch the queen of the hour, that is Katie Myers. That would be lovely. You know, she could come on. In fact, if she wants to come on and have a conversation, that would be lovely. I promise not to make fun of anything because I'm not a bully. I'm told that I bully people too much, so I'm reining it in tonight. So if Katie Myers wants to come on live, she can. Welcome everybody that are filtering, still filter. Thank you so much to Shan again. Okay, I saw you produce the goods earlier on. Thank you so much. I'm gonna fight that bot. Well, the bot has been sacked and replaced for a new one tonight. Okay, so you know, maybe we'll have a bit of a night off from, you know. Are we all good? Sorry, I'm you know, waiting for people to arrive, and then we can get down to the nitty-gritty because we've got a lot to get through tonight. We have had a lot of accusations flying about, and I'd like to just put a few things straight, and others will put things straight too. Deny, attack, and reverse what? And reverse victim and offender. That's the one, Charlie. That is the one. Who else is filtering in? Tanya's here. Lindsay. And Mason's dad as well, obviously. And everybody else that's come in. I've seen lots of names filtering. We'll get on with it in a second, don't you worry. Oh my God, what's happening? Ah, Christ. Okay. I'm just having a bit of a play with the mechanics behind the scenes. I'm not very good at it. It's all going haywire back here, honestly. Good evening, all. I'm going to stick a link in the chat for anybody that wishes to come up and have their say. If I can find the link. Yeah, got it. 1 second. So here we go. Good evening, Jay. If anybody wants to come up and have a convo, please click that link and then we can get you up and we can have a conversation. There we go. Oh, we have the first guest of the day. Who is it? Who's it gonna be? It's Mason's dad. Mason's, welcome, Dave. Welcome.
Oh, you know what? I've got the delay thing again. Just give me a minute to work this out. I know I struggled last time we did this. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, let me, I might need to mute something somewhere. I'm not too sure. Give me a minute and I'll come back to you.
All right, no worries. So, anybody else? I mean, we could do one at a time. We can do a group sesh. We can even go and get some of the haters in the. We don't have haters, do we? No, we just have the opposition. Difference of opinions. Somebody go get Nathan. I'd like to have a conversation with him. If he is man enough, he will come right here and he will come up and have a conversation about what is what and what is not. So basically, there's been a lot of conversation recently about people hating on thingies. Katie Myers. Welcome, Lindsay.
Good evening, guys.
Good evening. We can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, that's good. How's everybody doing?
I'm okay. And, you know, just mulling about, trying to sort everybody out. Is a bit of a muddle and a bit of a mess. So, you know.
Right, I think I may have fixed my audio. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you, Dave.
Right, okay. I had a bit of a sort of double delay thing. I'm not too sure what was going on, but I think I've fixed it. But I haven't got an avatar thing again. This happened last time. No idea. But you know what? I'm just going to go ahead with it while I'm connected.
Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, I don't know how it works on your end. So
Me neither.
Right.
I think we're all just learning, aren't we?
Who'd like to go first?
You go first, Dave.
Okay.
I'm drained. I'm completely drained of this.
Yeah, I get that. I honestly get that. And that makes two of us, to be fair. I know that, you know, a lot's happened since everything happened on Saturday evening, which I'm sure you're all aware of. I'm not going to sort of I'll go over it all again. I'm sure you're all aware of where we're up to at this moment in time. From my point of view, sorry about the erms, by the way. I came home on Saturday evening after being out filming, and it was presented to me what Katie had put up while I was on my way home, actually, while I was sort of heading home. And what I saw, which was what Raccoon included in his video earlier today, shocked me. It's absolutely abhorrent. It's opened up a tirade of abuse at me, not just abuse, but threats as well. As well as it all being a complete pack of lies. I don't think there was anything that Katie might have said in that little piece that she did to camera and then deleted very, very quickly that was actually truthful. And this is just my opinion of it. You're all going to have to take my word for it, because I can't show the footage at this stage, and I'm sure you all understand why. I'm going to be very limited to what I can say and speak about on this live stream. So just bear with me. I'm going to try and explain things as best I can. You could probably tell if you watch me on the last live stream that Raccoon did, maybe my mood might be a little bit more dour this time. There's a reason for that. I'm sure you can all understand the online abuse that I've had, the threats that I've had. Just remember, I've only had 2 days of this. and Lindsay's had many months of this, and not just Lindsay, but her family and her business. I'm going to say allegedly quite a lot, just because I don't want anybody to come back at me for things that maybe I speak out of turn. I don't mean to. I'm just trying to stay within the parameters of not decency, but I think you all know what I mean. I do struggle a little bit with my words on these lives. This is why I never go live, you see. So the last 48 hours have been very difficult. I have felt, and I'm not going to exaggerate here, I have felt threatened, harassed, abused. There's been a pack dog of people sent after me personally that very luckily people have fought off for me. And anybody that's watching this stream that has, and that includes the people who were in the room with me here, the two people that are sort of chatted in this room, but also many of you in the chat have sort of stood me corner, if you know what I mean. And that means a lot to me, and I'll tell you why, because apart from the people in this room, none of you have seen the real footage. So you're taking me at my word, you're taking Raccoon at his word, and you're taking Lindsay at her word. And the word of those three people must count for something. So thank you for believing what we're saying is true. It's just been very difficult. I'll be honest with you. One thing I just need to clear up, that I'm going to sort of take a step back and throw it open to Lindsay and Raccoon, is there's been some sort of insinuations online that I've only sort of jumped on Lindsay's bandwagon, for want of a better word, and that I'm only jumping in now and doing all because of Lindsay. But I just want to give some backstory. I did put a post up earlier on because I could see certain comments and certain people were saying, you know, you're only doing this because you're Lindsay's friend and you've been friends for years, and you're all getting together and you're all ganging up on certain individuals. I'm trying to be very careful here. I did put a post up explaining. I'm not going to go into that post here, but I'm just going to explain very quickly. I've not met Lindsay up until around about 3 or 4, maybe 5 weeks ago. And I was a follower of Katie Myers long before I moved to Blackpool. I moved to Blackpool about 15 months ago. And I used to watch a lot of the Blackpool YouTubers, A Walk on the Wild Side. It wasn't just Myers. Because at one point I did think her content was quite good. I'll be honest with you. I'm not above saying that. Even after everything that's happened this weekend, I'll give Katie Myers a due. Her content at the beginning I thought was interesting. I used to watch it, and I was a supporter. And I commented on her posts that she went, and there wasn't a problem at all until one day I put on a post that she didn't agree with. She didn't block me, but she removed the post because I thought that the way that the channel was going, I wasn't enjoying it as much, and I think a lot of the people who watched it felt the same way. It's just that I do voice my opinions, probably far too much to be fair, but I do voice my opinions. She didn't block me at this stage. She just removed the comment that I'd made. Okay, that's fine. I moved to Blackpool in the meantime. I got diagnosed with the Parkinson's. My mental health did dip quite a lot. Started a YouTube channel. Still didn't know Lindsay at this point. And I made another comment on one of Katie Myers' posts that it was very similar to the first one, but this time one of her supporters, subscribers, however you want to, and I'm not going to name these people. Can I just say, you can all draw your own conclusions who these people are, but one of her supporters came at me and said that, and they said that, I'm going to paraphrase, but basically that they hope that the Parkinson's that I've got wasn't mild, and they hope that it kills me very quickly.
It's disgusting.
And I went to Katie Myers with this and sent her a message saying, listen, this person, got to be very careful here that I don't slip up, and that this person had sent this to me, and that it was someone who was very prominent on her page, and she blocked me. She blocked me. She didn't block this person. This person is still on a page, still commenting to today, and I've seen some quite abhorrent posts that this person has put on today about me as well, again calling me a creep, calling me dangerous, spouting that I hang around outside ladies' houses at night time. None of this is true, by the way. None of this is true. And that person is still on Myers' page, still spouting lies that he's believing the lies. And do I blame him? Yeah, I think. Oh, I said him. Oh, but anyway, but the thing is, he's still spouting lies, and he's obviously taken in by this I don't know, this lie. I don't know. I'm struggling for words here a little bit, but just to clear something up, Katie Myers had done me wrong long time before. I'd met Lindsay, spoke to Lindsay. We did converse online before we met in real life. We've done a couple of videos together. In fact, we've done one video together, and the other video was me and Lindsay, and then a lot of the other YouTubers at the Buffy last week. And I'm going to leave that there. I'm sure that we're going to discuss the Indian Buffy at some point this evening. I'm going to take a step back here because I've got a lot to say about that Buffy. Because again, there's been a lot of things I've been accused of while that Buffy took place that again are just not true. So I'm sorry for wittering on for however long I wittered on for. Then I do apologise. Probably cost you all your viewers, Raccoon. I apologise for that. But I'm going to sit back and have a drink and have a listen. Not a drink out of my Sports Direct cup, can I just say? I've actually got a can of Pepsi here. So there you go. Over to you.
I just want to say first that was, yeah, that was awful. What they said to you, but the fact that Katie Myers would back it up, basically, is just, yeah. We'll come back to that, I'm sure. But Lindsay,
Hi everybody. I don't even know where to start. I genuinely don't. I'm shaking with anger, frustration, upset. I've come up against the most vicious, evil bullies that I've ever faced in my life. I'll be perfectly honest with you, and it's a real struggle because I've never ever dealt with anything like this before in my life. I'm just reading the Nobody Owens, and if you actually pipe down for a second, I am going to explain everything to you about the footage that you have seen. It is a 2-hour live, so you need to let me explain that before you start going on with yourself, because again, I am taking note of everybody who has got anything to say that is hateful or insinuating anything, and it is now being dealt with by the police. Okay, because this has now gone on at Nobody Owens for 6 months. Okay, so I'm just going to give you a little backstory. This has been 6 months that me as a female has been put through hell for just speaking and saying, you have damaged my parents' business. That's it. Okay, I have been called a Blackpool Backstreet WHORE. Okay, I've been told I need to go and get my teeth sorted. In fact, I'm going to read some of the hate that I've received because I've got it all here for the police. And then I'd like somebody to say to Nobody Owens and anybody else who's got an opinion on this situation, find me a comment where I've made any defamatory comments like this. I may have had tongue in cheek, I may have had banter, but I am a human being with feelings and emotions. I have had the piss took out of my stoma bag. I have had mocking of the fact that I've got partial eyesight. Yeah, there's been a lot. And you want to judge me for a confrontation that directly came to me when I was minding my own business with 11 different content creators. There was 11 different content creators within that restaurant. And Katie Myers decided to come up in between me and Hermosa to move us out of the way and cause a conflict. That is there on footage. That is there on camera. The 2-hour live that you've seen afterwards, I am sat there with my food. Okay? I'm sat there with my food, which means that confrontation had just happened. Do you expect me to sit there and sing Sweet Roses about her after everything that we've been through? That's not bullying. That's turning around and saying, we need to make light of this situation, but I'm quite happy to take accountability on that. If you want to say I was bullying, I'm more than happy to take that because I know I'm a better person than that. Fair enough. You know, hang me on a cross and persecute me. I did say that. And I'm not ashamed of saying that because I've had enough. I have genuinely had enough. And see your tattle page as well that people keep sending me screenshots over. How very dare you judge anybody behind a screen and hide away from the real life situations? This is not a drama. There is real people being affected by these situations, including myself. There's families on all sides that are being affected by this. Mason's dad, he's got children. I've got children. I've got businesses. I've got a reputation. I was born and bred in this town. And my whole reputation's been destroyed. Hermosa, she's got children. She's got businesses. She's got friends. And do you know, everybody knows about this whole situation. They know about everything. So it's kind of hard to try and get away from, is what I'm trying to say. It's there all of the time. So I'm going to read again some of the hate. So let's go on the hate. So here we go. So
why is your filming it? Sorry, I'm not filming anything, Owens. I wasn't there.
No, nobody's filming anything. I'm not filming anything. Nobody's filming anything. And I've also told Raccoon to release the 2-hour long live. I've got absolutely nothing to hide. But when I get told that I am a bunch of Blackpool Street bitches thinking they're Sanborn pound shop mafia, and it doesn't look good for any of their reputations or the charity groups that I'm involved with that can easily be reported, and then naming me by person, not naming my channel, not naming anything, naming actually my full name. Okay, that's one. Then I've been told there's a lot here. Do you want me to tell you how many hate comments I've had? 561 hate comments.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
561 hate comments of a woman being pulled down. I've been discredited. I've been attacked. My family business has been attacked. I've been called a bully. I've been intimidated by men. By men. Yeah, I've got 2 men that are constantly intimidating me. There's so much here I'm trying to get. If just bear with me, guys, please. I've also had allegations of written on my actual YouTube page saying that I have attacked her children. And I've commented back, I hope she has proof, as that's more slander. Can anybody please tell me when I have not protected those children? Her brother made a post on one of the hate groups a long time ago, or going back a couple of months ago. And I specifically said, stop mentioning these children. I am there in black and white saying, stop mentioning these children. So this is all on my YouTube channel. There's absolutely nothing been deleted. It's all there for anybody to see. We've been called jealous. I'm just getting to a little bit more. Hang on. There's so many screenshots here. You just need to bear with me. The one main lovely has threatened to release my home address. He's called me trailer trash. There's just so much. Hang on a second. We've had allegations of drug use. We've had allegations of, oh, the list is on and on and on. I've had somebody actually, this, you want to talk about disgusting. So I know that a lot of content creators do a lot of things for, say, for instance, for rage bait and to get clicks and views and everything like that. But I don't put anything out on my channel for any other reason apart from just to provide good content. That's it. And I did a food review at the new Esplanade on Blackpool Promenade, which is where our crap table is actually located, the crap girls table and the crap boys table. And I did a food review there, and as a lot of people know, or also should I say, a lot of people are questioning whether it's a true story or not. So maybe I should actually put a photo up of my stoma bag, because that's another thing that I'm looking for sympathy and I haven't actually got one. Why would anybody lie about that? Why would anybody lie that they live with a colostomy bag? All you have to do is go on the Crap Girls channel. You will see all the information of me being in and out of hospital over the past 3 years, 4 years, 5 years on all different channels. Okay, so there's your proof there of that. So yeah, the new Esplanade, I actually left my microphone on, and I had a white jumper on. Everybody can see the photos. I've got photos of on my page with Walk on the Wild Side Steve and also the Crap Boys outside the hotel, and I had a white Georgetown jumper on. Now, my bag started leaking on camera and I had to run to the toilet. So I ran to the toilet and I forgot that I had my microphone on. Just a very simple mistake. I've been mocked by a grown-ass man for doing that. That man mocked me for leaving my microphone on whilst I was dealing with a problem that I have to deal with every single day. And you want to call me a bully? Yeah, there's a lot. There really is a lot. My name's constantly being mentioned all over online, and I don't care if people believe me or not. I really don't care. I've got a lot of friends in this town that that know me as a person and know me as a character. I don't need to portray any sort of perception of who I am. I'm actually shaking. I really am shaking reading these comments. And I think Dave will understand this comment that I'm going to come to here. Dave, you actually answered back to a person and said how dangerous it was that this person was actually threatening to release a female's address. And did they care?
No. It's you know, this is and Raccoon's sort of been touched by this as well. I know that releasing people's address, male or female, to be fair, even worse when it's a female, to be honest with you, is absolutely abhorrent, and it should never even come into someone's head, in all honesty. If you want to put your own address up out there, then that's absolutely fine. That's down to you. It's your address. You can, you're allowed to do that if you want to. I won't advise everybody to, but yeah, no, it shouldn't. You can hear the emotion in Lindsay's voice, and and I know that there'll be people out there going, listen, you're only getting what you've dealt out, but it's just not true. It's just not true that the majority of people, I'm going to say the majority, because on some of these pages, these parody pages, I'm going to call them, I'm not going to call them what some people do. There is some comments on there that I find abhorrent about Katie Myers, and I have openly posted on these pages that I don't think that's fair what they're doing to Kate, what they're saying personally about her. They're entitled to their own opinion, but I didn't want to be dragged down that path. I know that Lindsay doesn't want to be dragged down that path. And I think the price that me and Lindsay are paying for, if you've ever been on these so-called parody pages, is that we always use our own names. We don't post under anonymous, like a lot of them put anonymous and then a number. And we've been very honest, both myself and Lindsay, and we've both commented, I think, sensible, mature comments on these pages. And if you go back and look at the comments that I've made in almost every single post that I've put on, I always end it with, I genuinely hope that Katie Myers gets the help that she needs, because I do believe she needs help. And that wasn't a nasty comment. It was meant from the heart, to be fair. I used to own a pub, as some of you know, and I've known quite a lot of people with drinking problems. Myself, at one point when I was younger, had an issue with drink. It's common knowledge. It's out there. It's not a secret. And I do understand. One thing though I do want to say though is that Lindsay is she's been, obviously she has got a stoma bag. I can tell you 100% she's got a stoma bag. I have 100% got Parkinson's. I went to sort of specialists and doctors, and I've got a diagnosis. Somebody said to me once, "Look at you with your blue badge. You can park wherever you want." And I said, "Oh yeah, it comes free with every Parkinson's diagnosis, because you can't always see what's on the top, can you? Sometimes it's what's below." Neither me nor Lindsay have self-diagnosed ourselves. I'm just going to leave that there. We haven't self-diagnosed ourselves with ADHD or autism, or bipolar was the newest one.
Yeah.
But these are things that are genuinely been diagnosed with, and the obstacles that a lot of people face in life. I get that, but it's not just me and Lindsay. I understand that, honestly. I really, really do. But we've not just sat there and self-diagnosed ourselves to maybe get some stars or get some money, or we're not trying to play on people's sympathies. It's as simple as that. So, sorry, I just wanted to say that while Lindsay was getting herself together and what have you, because I can hear the emotion in her voice, and I'm there with you. I'll be honest with you. A lot of people can probably tell that my mood is down a little bit because of what's happened at weekend. I'm going to be honest with you. I've got CCTV cameras up at the front of my house. I've got two, because I am genuinely fearful that somebody's going to believe what Katie Myers has written. Not too sure. My English isn't great. And do something that they genuinely believe is the right thing to do based on what she said. And that's why I can't make too many comments specifically about what specifically happened on Saturday evening, because it's now in the hands of other people, if you know what I mean.
And that's the same with me. I can't name any names, but it is in the hands of other people. But again, going on to another comment that I've had from this exact same person who I'm the main target of. I am an ugly old hag with no teeth, like her burger boy father. Okay. I didn't know my dad was a burger bar, but there you go. There was right at the beginning, Hermosa Speaks, where both women was attacked by this same person, and you'll find that actually on my YouTube channel. That is where the details of private addresses, accounts, company house, and many other things was disclosed that should never have been disclosed. To be honest with you, there's just so much. I mean, even to the fact this is how obsessed this one person is. They are obsessed to the point that they are able to tell how much you paid for your home. Could you imagine seeing that on screen? How much you actually paid for your home? Because they've searched it up and looked into you that deep. And pardon, I'm a bully. So I'm reading some of the comments here from people, and obviously there's a lot of people that don't know the backstory. I don't know if anybody wants me to go into the backstory or not of how I became involved in this whole situation. But I'm more than happy to go into the background of it all. Just need to bear with me because I really haven't slept for around about 24 hours with the constant back and forth, back and forth, back and forth of defending myself. You'll notice that my channel's actually come to a standstill. I'm just coming up to another screenshot here where my moderators have been abused as well. Why should moderators be abused just for doing the job and keeping the channel safe? Why should that be allowed? Are they innocent people? They're not involved in any of this. They're not responsible for the content creator that's involved in the controversy. All they're doing is trying to protect the content that has nothing to do with any of that. But yet they're being attacked and threatened. Yeah. Destroying reputations, destroying businesses, you name it. So who wants to know the backstory?
Yeah, I think a few people in the live chat have actually said, you know, there's new viewers here and they'd appreciate if you explained it.
Okay, so originally, guys, my name is Lindsay Crapgirl, and I do a channel alongside my beautiful mum, Jackie Crapgirl. You will have probably heard of the Crap Boys, which is Christopher Higgett, who is the £1 burger man, and Peter from Happy Days, who is my father. So the whole channel of the Crap Girls was made to go into competition to bring some light-hearted comedy of complete and utter taking the mickey, old school comedy banter on screen of pranking each other. Obviously not like huge pranks or anything like that, but entertainment, funny, you know, people could actually get on board with. Before the Crap Girls was actually born, the Boys was actually on a few different channels. So there was on Leroy's channel, I can't remember the name of it. Then there was also on Beyond the Edge channel, so you'll probably know about that one. Quite very popular channels, and they also are joined quite a lot by Mr. Walk on the Wild Side. So there was on these two channels originally, and there was just basically guest stars, and everybody seemed to love them. I mean, that's I know that's hard to believe. My dad and Chris being loved, but yes, they actually loved them and wanted them to be on screen more. Unfortunately, Beyond the Edge came into some family situations and had to put his channel to a little stop. In doing that, obviously, the Crap Boys said, well, we'll make our own channel for the time being, because obviously Beyond the Edge can't film. We was really enjoying what we did. We was really enjoying what we put out to viewers and the content. So in making the Crap Boys channel, obviously then came along with the Crap Girls. Probably about 2 years later. Because obviously we was bopping about in the background all the time, you know, taking the mickey out of the boys, as you do. So Everybody wanted the birth of the crap girls. And also the crap kids, I might add, at legal age, Raccoon, before you start. They weren't kids, but they were classed as kids. They was like 17, 18 at the time. So it's not your boy Leroy. No, it's not your boy Leroy. Was my dad's channel, which is now the Wandering Turner channel. So, yeah, so the Crap Girls was then born. So that's where I originate from. I am an original Crap Girl. And we did many collaborations with the original Myers family. And the reason I say the original Myers family is because the name of the channel's changed many times. So I'm going to say the original Myers family. And everything seemed to be okay. You know, I genuinely had an acquaintanceship with this person where I could emphasize in certain conversations and certain situations that we discussed. You know, I had empathy and understanding and relatable. That's one of the main words I need. Relatable conversations with this person regarding mental health, regarding surgeries, regarding there was many different things in that you have in a personal. I want to say friendship, but I don't feel like it was. That's how I feel now. I don't feel like it was. But yeah, did we share quite a lot of times together? Yes, we did. And in doing so, obviously we shared a lot of different collaborations. You won't find any of them on the Crap Girls page now because I deleted everything because I didn't want any association. And I will get to that point in a minute. So we did do a number of different collaborations, as did Walk on the Wild Side. Chris in his burger bar also did collaborations, and we also did collaborations in my family business, which is called Happy Days. I also did lives at home alongside the Myers family. We did joint lives. I also joined in their lives. I also cheered them on every single video that the Crap Girls did. I talked about them all the time for people to go and support an amazing family channel that did quite a lot for Blackpool. And again, I've never ever changed my stance on that because right at the beginning, that is exactly what the channel was. It was doing absolutely fantastic for Blackpool, reviewing all different hotels and showing Blackpool in a very different light. And I was more than happy to support that. So obviously, I've been involved in a lot of different channels. You know, I do many different collaborations. I don't want to say well known on YouTube, but I'd say that I'm well known amongst the YouTubers in Blackpool. I think that's fair to say that I'm quite well known with them all. I'm not reading any comments, guys, because I'll lose my train of thought. So I'd say that I'm quite well known. I mean, I was actually at the Content Creator Awards on Friday evening alongside Steve and Chris and the Three Musketeers as friends, you know, supporting one another. So I'd say I'm quite well known amongst the Blackpool YouTubers from having the family business and also all the different channels doing collaborations. So that's my background. So the background with the Myers family and Katie Myers was we did kind of have that acquaintanceship, friendship, whatever you want to call it. I'm unsure on what that actually was now, but that you can make of that whatever you want. And so we decided to launch some merchandise. And we was doing our merchandise, and I've even got the messages still on my phone to this day. And Katie said, "Oh, I would love to get involved in having my merchandise." So me being me, and this is what I do for anybody knows me, knows that I'll try and help in whatever way I possibly can. Much to my detriment, much to Amosa's detriment as well. Anyway, so I went and I spoke to Chris and my dad, and I said about helping Katie Myers launch her own merchandise, because obviously we bought all the machines as a collective. We bought all the printing products as a collective. We designed, got the designs and everything made by Craig, our lovely designer, and we wanted to try and help her. You know, she was doing fantastic with her channel. It was something that we really felt strongly about getting behind. So we did. We launched her first merchandise with her. We sent everything over to Craig that we would like on the designs and everything. And it was a struggle because obviously Katie was so picky on different things. You know, I would be printing out a design that Craig had done, and then she'd change her mind on a certain colour or a certain font or a certain, you know, it was rather difficult. And then so we launched the merchandise finally after all that, which was a giggle. It really was back then. I can't slate her for it now. It was a giggle. I was like, are you for real? I've just like printed all of this and now you're saying you want to change it again? Can you make your mind up, kind of thing? So it was never seen in a bad way. It was always like seen as a giggle. And so basically, the only way I can describe this is we was doing the collaborations in the arcade, and anybody who knows us and watches the channels, I mean, there's numerous channels, including Walk on the Wild Side. We do collections for a children's charity called Brian House. Now, Brian House is very close to our hearts, because when the Crap Boys very first started YouTube, I don't know why, but people would be sending them money. Okay, so they would put like an address up, which was always Chris's address, or it would be Happy Day's address, just for a letter or kind words of support, you know, write to a YouTuber. That's basically what it was, write to a YouTuber. So they started opening up these letters, and there would be £10 in it, there'd be £20 in it. You're doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. Well, the thing is, these people that started these YouTube channels, they've got businesses. They don't need other people's money. So they said, what can we do as a collective? My dad, obviously with him being born and bred in Blackpool, my dad said, because obviously Chris isn't really from here, he's lived here 20 years. I actually call him an immigrant. So, oh God, I'll be bullied for that as well. But that's tongue in cheek. He's like an uncle. That's all I can say. So they used to receive this money, and they turned around as a collective and they said, what the hell do we do with this? Like, what can we do with this? And my dad said, why don't we start fundraising for Brian House? So that's every single letter that was sent with any money in it. You know, I think it got to like 1,500 in the first year of people just loving these two characters on screen and wanted to send them a thank you, you know. No PayPal, no anything like that, just through the post. This was done. Never advertised for anything, never asked for anything. And we thought we'd try and turn it into something good. So my dad being my dad and my mum being my mum turned around and said, we don't need other people's money. We can do something good with this money and we can donate it. So then obviously the Crap Girls jumped on board with that, and the Crap Girls was also receiving donations. You know, we've raised a lot of money for Brian House. Katie Myers was also involved in the fundraising of Brian House, one of our subscribers. I'm sure she won't mind me mentioning her name, called Joanne. And she actually did a sponsored head shave through our subscribers to raise funds for Brian House. And Katie Myers was involved in that. So Katie Myers was involved in quite a lot to do with Brian House. She knew the dynamics around Brian House. She knew that everything that was ever sent in was always opened on screen. It was always filmed on screen, etc. Anyway, after the Brian House fundraiser, my dad had another idea, because my dad's full of ideas, and he decided to give out of his own pocket, you know, as the horrible man that he is and the horrible man that he's being portrayed. He decided to give out of his own pocket. So my parents have got an amusement arcade on Blackpool Promenade. Inside that amusement arcade, we've got a multi-win prize bingo, which is family friendly for all ages. And we've also got a cafeteria at the back, and we've also got an ice cream area, as well as the amusement arcade. So my dad decided to give a little bit back, and he turned around and said that with the bingo wins, if people come in and play, they can actually write on the back of the win and post it in a certain letterbox, which is situated inside the amusement arcade. And for every win that went in, he would donate the ticket amount to Brian House. And that was out of my father's own pocket. So that's another side of the Brian House thing that people don't know about, is that my dad donates through his own business, through the bingo wins, that by rights, you know, that money should be on that stock in his bingo, and he doesn't care. He wants to support that charity as much as he possibly can. And again, I'm going to mention Walk on the Wild Side. Walk on the Wild Side sells calendars, and every single year Steve will donate money from his calendar sales towards Brian House. No one's forced to do any of this. These are all personal choices from these men and these families that are involved in these businesses and in these YouTube channels. These are our choices to do this. No one's ever forced to send anything. And we got slandered, guys. We got slandered, and we got accused of being charity thieves, which is quite detrimental to all of us, including Walk on the Wild Side, including Chris Higgett, including my dad, my mum, my brother, myself. And unfortunately, when this was all going on, my parents, as you know, we have a Blackpool season. So with us having a Blackpool season, when you guys are on holiday during June, July, August, right the way up to September, when the kids go back, we've never had a summer holiday. We've always had winter holidays, because our time to go on holiday is November, December, January, February, and then back for March, and then you're straight into Easter. So we have winter holidays. And when my parents go away on holiday, that's their time to kick back. That's their time to relax. That's their time to wind down from the season. And unfortunately, whilst my parents was away in Vietnam with another famous YouTuber, Jeff Carter, their business was being slandered from underneath their feet, and they had absolutely no idea what was going on. My mother was in absolute tears, thousands and thousands of miles away, crying on the phone. Sorry, it's so upsetting, because my mum's not a well person either. And she was distraught on the phone for the first time in all these years, that she had to put a public notice of slander on her business. Never had a problem before in her life. My dad, born and bred here, never had a problem in his life. Had to put a public notice up of slander, and all the bad reviews and everything that was all being made on the business, and all the charity allegations. And yeah, there was a lot. There was a hell of a lot. It's all still there, guys. It's all still there on the Happy Days page. Go and take a look for yourself. And you can also see the amount of support that we've got within the town and what sort of family we are. There's quite a lot of Blackpool people, celebrities. I call them celebrities because they are quite very popular people within the town, business owners, etc., all supporting Happy Days and Happy Days family through that stress at the hands of Katie Myers followers and her voice notes to these followers. I don't think we deserved any of that. I don't think that Hermosa has deserved any of that. And we're real people. We help a lot of people. And again, to our own detriment. And now, months on, we're defending our names, we're defending our reputations. I'd also like to add as well that as of June last year, and anybody who follows the Crap Girls, Crap Boys, Happy Days, because obviously we've got our own YouTube channel for the live bingo sessions. You will all know, even the Crap Girls, there's a notice on the Crap Girls that I actually stepped away from Happy Days in June of last year due to ill health and not being able to perform. That's the only way I can say it. Perform how I used to. I'm under a lot of different specialists. I have gone into a little bit of this on my own personal channel. So if anybody wants to have a look at that, you're more than welcome to. So I've actually stepped away from Happy Days in June due to ill health and not being able to perform how I used to be able to perform. It's also on the Crap Girls. And everybody thought, because obviously it's a long-standing joke, that Chris Higgett has buried a YouTuber called Leroy because he's disappeared off the face of the earth. And because I disappeared off the face of the earth, I wasn't on the Crap Girls, I wasn't on Happy Days, I wasn't in the arcade, I wasn't on Chris Higgett's channel, I wasn't on anybody's channels. Everybody made a joke and thought that Chris had done the exact same thing to me. So there you go. I disappeared into thin air. Nobody knew where I was. I was actually that poorly. My mum was actually awarded the Kids Filed Foundation Award. She was in the finals, and I didn't even attend that event that evening. My children was there. I say my children, they're older, but I still call them my children. My children attended that event. I did not attend that event. So even that caused even more suspicion, like, where is she? Because she's not even at the event with her mum. And yeah, I suffered very ill health. And I came back in January. And the reason that I came back in January, I haven't gone back to Happy Days at all. And the reason I came back in January was due to the fact that my parents was on their winter holiday, as I've just explained, that's what they do. And somebody needed to do the handover with Walk on the Wild Side and Chris Higgett for Brian House. So the last year's Brian House raised £7,000. Thank you so much to everybody who's supporting Brian House. It really, really, really does make a huge difference. Thank you for supporting us. And there was £3,500 handed over by my dad, Chris Higgett, and Walk on the Wild Side on one video. There was £3,500 kept back as requested by our subscribers. At the end of the day, it's not our money, it's their money. We have to listen to them. Because they wanted us to go out and buy things for the children, things that they could use, things that they could play with, things that they could have for passing time whilst being in the centre. So we said, you know what, I'd absolutely love to do that. I really would love to do that. So I said, I will join you. I'm happy to join you and do the handover and represent Happy Days, because obviously you had Walk on the Wild Side there, you had Chris there. There was only a business missing, and that was Happy Days. And why should my parents not be a part of that when it had been planned for such a long time? But obviously, because of the winter holidays that Chris takes and the winter holidays that my parents take, you know, timing is a bit of a struggle to get it all together so that we're all together doing something all at once during the winter periods. That's the only way I can describe it. So I jumped at that chance and I said, I would love to do that. I'd love to go around the shops and do all the shopping, because I'm one of the best shoppers. I did all the shopping for the bingo as well. All the prizes and everything was all down to me. I chose every single prize on the bingo for years. So I jumped at the chance to do that, and I'll be honest with you, I wish I didn't. I wish I'd have stayed away, because the day that we went shopping, Chris Higgett actually put up a photo, just basically saying, you know, and he also explained in that photo, you know, there's other things to be like collected that we've had to order, but look what we've got basically now, guys. And that was where it all started. That one photo that people didn't read properly, that had items missing where we had the receipts to actually go and collect the next day. And it was items from Argos that we paid for. It was all on camera. The footage hadn't even been released, and we got absolutely slaughtered. Slaughtered. And the footage hadn't even been released. Do you know why the footage hadn't been released? Because we was waiting on the biggest channel in Blackpool to release it and promote what we do as a collective. And he was actually editing and getting everything ready for the big reveal, but we was already being slaughtered. Yeah, we was already being slaughtered, and there was absolutely nothing we could do to stop it until Steve was ready to release the footage. So rolling on to that, that was all caused because we was quite vocal in the way of a wish list. So everybody, I don't know if anybody knows about the Amazon wish list. So because we collect for Brian House, and obviously we did all the collaborations, I've already explained to you, we have no PayPals. We have sent donations into us, and every single penny is donated to Brian House. To have collaborations with a person who is seen, allegedly seen in the way that they are taking advantage of viewers, it's not a good thing to be actually attached to. So we try to keep away from that and distance ourselves as much as possible. So in my inbox, I have a text message from Katie Myers calling me a hater because I didn't agree with that wish list, and it's all started from there. The gaming table was from Argos, Rob, that's correct. And yeah, that's where it's all started from. It's all started from us wanting to distance ourselves away from the controversy and the negativity of the wish list. So then we got absolutely slaughtered and called charity thieves because we was vocal about that. And again, all we was doing was speaking our truths. Don't get me wrong, we've had tongue in cheek about the wish list, because do you want us to go on screen and actually condemn this person and say we want absolutely nothing to do with her because we don't agree? Do you want us to actually speak our actual thoughts on what we actually think about that wish list? Because that wouldn't be, I mean, we'd be definitely be called bullies for that. But it wouldn't be bully. It would be saying we do not agree. And we can't agree because it's completely against our morals of the things that we're doing. And that's what people don't differentiate between the two. We have a different set of morals compared to that certain channel, and we don't want any association with it. So we turned it into tongue in cheek. If we were driving around, people would mention it because people was outraged that we actually even was involved with her. And there was also questioning our morals as people. Like, we're collecting for Brian House. Well, what you doing with the donations? Is all the donations going to Brian House because she's got an Amazon wish list? Honestly, and then, I mean, Rob is in the chat, and Rob can tell you the scrutiny that we was under for having these certain collaborations. So yeah, so all of the hate that I've just explained has all come from being vocal about a wish list. That's it. For having tongue in cheek saying, oh, I'm going to have a wish list for flights, or I'm going to have, and by the way, all of our channels, the Crap Girls, the Crap Boys, has got it stated on them, tongue-in-cheek banter, not to be taken seriously. Okay, it's all laughs and banter. I mean, do you really think that Chris Higgett is going to shoot Walk on the Wild Side and make sure he doesn't win the award? Do you really think he's going to lock the Three Musketeers up in a cupboard? Come on. We're all friends together and we all laugh and banter together. It can't be seen this way. It can't be turned this way into a bullying thing. That is not our characters, and our characters are being completely and utterly tarnished in those ways. And it's not fair. It really isn't fair. So maybe the point moving forward is to just not speak at all. Just not speak at all and not say anything at all. If somebody mentions a wish list, I will not be replying anymore. I have received enough hate, slanderous remarks. I've had abuse sent to me. I've had threats of my address being released. I've had threats of coming into my parents' establishment. I've had false reviews. I've been called a bully. I've been called a slag. I have been taken the mickey out of with leaving my microphone on. I have had people mocking my illnesses and things that I have to go to hospital for. I have had enough. Okay? That is as much as one person can take. And I am of a very, very, very strong character. But when I say it's enough now, it's enough. Okay? And like I said to you, I have now contacted the police. I have got months and months and months worth of abuse that I've received. I've never turned around and said anything. I've never posted anything. I went on a little bit of a rampage last night on the Raccoon page, and I posted because I was being called a bully. You're a bully. You're a bully. I'm a bully? Take a look at this evidence, and take a look at this evidence, and take a look at this, and take a look at this. Have you seen me comment anything like this that's being commented about me? Nobody's seen that because I've never ever put any of that out there. Everything I've always put out has been factual, correct, and not defamatory in any way. And yeah, and unfortunately, I am now in this position, and genuinely wish I had never, ever, ever come across the Myers family vlogs. There you go. So am I a bully?
No. Is my audio still on, by the way?
Yes.
Okay. So, sorry. Yeah. Can I just say that was a difficult listen? It really, really was. And there's some things in there that I didn't know, Lindsay. I'll be honest with you. I think sometimes it's easy for us all to assume that everybody knows the story, but there were certainly some things in there that I didn't know. One thing I will say from my side, when I started sort of to drift away from Katie Myers, after being a follower and whatever, it was very similar to what you just explained about wish lists. And not specifically wish lists, but the contents of those wish lists. I just didn't, it didn't sit well with me. That's all I can say. And I thought I was well within my rights to turn around and say, you know, I don't think that that's an acceptable thing to be putting on a wish list. I'm not going to go over it here, but it involved some undergarments for somebody. And I didn't think that was acceptable. I saw all these things going on. The TV, there was an issue with where she was up for some awards. Then as soon as she got nominated for some awards, she decided to give away a TV. Was that to influence votes for her, that everyone thought she was a sort of a great person? I'm not too sure. I don't know. I can't prove one thing or another. But again, there's been controversy and you know, the swimming teacher, the carpet company. It just goes on and on and on and on, and all these stories are very much similar. Can I just ask Raccoon I just want to ask something, or should I shut up for a minute and wait, or can I just say something?
Yeah, speak your truth.
Well, thank you. And I just want to say, and I know that you know, there's going to be people listening, or perhaps not in the chat, but watching this. Maybe Katie will watch this back. I'm sure she will, to be fair. Can I ask you something from the bottom of my heart, Katie? And if you're a follower of her, that's fine. But we can all make our own minds up about who we sort of watch on social media. So please, if you are a follower of her, please can you relay this message to her? I would like her to. I can only speak for myself, nothing to do with Lindsay. I would like her to post a full retraction of the video that she posted on Saturday evening, because I would hate for anything to happen to me, my house, Mason, and that comes from the bottom of my heart. I've struggled with this. It's nothing like what Katie Myers has allegedly gone through. You know, this is real harm. This is real. This is real life. This isn't a game. I would hate for one of her followers, lovelies, seems to be a bit of a sort of, doesn't seem to be the right term to use for them, to be fair. Please, Katie, issue a retraction. The reason I'm saying that is this: I'm going to speak to Katie Myers directly, but also to everybody else, just to give you some context. I know none of you have seen the actual video, but the way that Raccoon explained it in the last video, it's absolutely word for word right. What happened is, and I've thought about this and what I can say and what I can't say. Okay, I approached Katie very politely, as Raccoon said. I even thanked her at the time when I asked her a couple of questions that she didn't want to answer, and I said, "Is there no comment?" I even say, "Thank you so much for your time, Katie." Now the audio was a bit muffled on my mic, but you can hear me say thank you, and then it's kind of like muffled because of the wind noise. We all know what Blackpool's like. And then at that point, she wasn't filming. She didn't have a camera out. Luckily, I did, and I had my camera out and recorded everything. But as I turned around to walk away, she wasn't filming. She didn't have a phone up. She didn't have a phone out. She didn't do anything. And as I'm walking away, and as Raccoon said before, I'm walking away. I'm walking away from her. Then I hear this shouting and swearing at me, sort of behind me. And I actually say to the camera, thinking, can I say this? No, I did. I actually say to the camera, oh, hang on, I'm being shouted. So I turned round. Now, when I turned round, Katie had started recording at this point. So she was recording me. So she hadn't recorded me up until that point. But then she started recording me. And the first thing that she says on this record, as she's hit record, is, what you doing? Blah, I can't really say, but it was accusatory. So if anybody had just seen her clip, because don't forget, she just started recording at the end when she didn't record her shouting me back or her swearing at me. She started recording at the point of her accusing me of something very, very loudly. Got to be really careful here. Has she released that clip anyway? No, she hasn't. And I'll tell you why she hasn't. Because even when I was being shouted and swore at, yeah, I was very, very, very polite. Didn't raise my voice. I didn't swear. I didn't do anything at all. Didn't do anything at all. There's a reason that Katie Myers hasn't released that interaction. In fact, I don't even think she's referred to the interaction that she's filmed. And she did film it. It wasn't just a still picture she took of me. She was recording me. Please, Katie, get on your channel. Go on YouTube. Please retract what you said about me. Please take back the allegations that you've made about me. Surely you can see in the last 48 hours the hate that's been directed in my way. It's awful. It's absolutely awful. Please, please, please stop it before someone does something in your name or thinking they're standing up for you that harms me, my property, my children, whatever. Please, 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 please. Do it tonight. Do it tomorrow morning when someone tells you about this live stream. please do something, Katie. Make a retraction. I know that perhaps you haven't in the past. This has gone too far. I'm speaking for myself. I know Lindsay thought what she's done to her went too far a long time ago. I get that. Honestly, I 100% get it. But I'm asking you from the heart, Katie. I'm not going to say much more, to be fair. I'm asking you from the heart, please, Katie Myers. Someone send it to her. Someone clip this bit. I'm asking you, because I've got no other way of getting in contact with you, Katie. Despite all the accusations online, I don't know where you live. And even if I did, I wouldn't knock on your door and ask you. I haven't got your phone number. Don't have you on WhatsApp. You're not on Messenger. There's no way to contact you, Katie. So this is my way of contacting you. I honestly do not know where Katie Myers lives. And it's as simple as that. Thank you, Rakim, for just letting me put that out there. I really do appreciate that.
No worries. I think that's a fair request, to be fair.
I agree. I think everybody's just got to a point now where we're just drained. You know, even Hermosa, you know, she's drained. She, again, tried to help someone. You know, the things that's been said about her all over online, Tattle, Lovelies, one of the main Rottweiler Lovelies, you know, there's a lot. There's a hell of a lot. And there's only so much a strong person can actually take. You know, she's been mocked. She's had private details leaked. She's had her address leaked. She's a woman. She's just a mother. She's a mother of children. And she's a businesswoman. And, you know, the reputations that we've built up over all these years of being kind, honest, genuine people, it's just been absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed for no reason whatsoever. And you know, we have been playful, because how other way do you deal with this? It's every day. It's every day. Sometimes you've got to laugh through the bloody storm. You know, if people want to judge us for that, then fine. But I mean, getting back to the Indian restaurant, so there's been rumours. I mean, I haven't gone through a lot of the hate, but I've got a phone full. I mean, there's 500 and something messages there of hate that's going in the police's hands to deal with, including another male YouTuber, might I add. Okay? There's another male YouTuber that just thinks it's okay to bully me and stand up for Katie Myers. But the problem is that the problem I've got with this YouTuber is that my very first argument with this person was actually defending Katie Myers. I actually defended her because he was really badly bullying her. He was posting in the Blackpool online groups. Everywhere she posted her content, like hotels and things like that, he would comment underneath it. I've still got all that information. I've still got every single thing that she sent to me about this YouTuber. And I got into a bit of an argument with him over his allegations of Social Blade. Now, I don't know if a lot of people know what Social Blade is, but it kind of shows you the analytics of different platforms, i.e. YouTube, TikTok. And you can see whether somebody's buying subs, buying views, buying all that crap. Anyway, he was spouting the fact that she was buying subscribers, and he compared it to the notorious Diddy list, which I thought was quite a sick thing. There's real victims that was involved in that notorious list, and I just thought it was like the bottom of the barrel comment. So me being me and the person that I am with morals, I called him out on it. and he got abusive. And since that day, he has taunted me. He's taunted Chris Higgett. He's taunted anybody I come into contact with, really. Tim Whistle's actually in the chat, and he's also had a few run-ins with him. And yeah, I defended Katie Myers, and that's my first interaction with this person. And ever since that day, this person wants to bully a female fellow YouTuber in Blackpool, and I'm not standing for the abuse anymore at the hands of him. And the unfortunate thing is that I've also got the evidence of Katie Myers interacting with him, thanking him for all the support in actually bringing another person down who actually had her back in the first instance of coming at the hands of this person. The irony, eh? And yeah, make that what you will. But Hermosa, I've known for 27 years, maybe a little bit longer. We've attended festivals together, growing up together younger, going in nightclubs together younger. I know her children. I know her children very well. I know what sort of person she is. I know the reason behind her actually getting in contact with Katie Myers. I know it was a genuine reason. I know that it was also to try and help in any which way she possibly could. I mean, who helps somebody with thousands of pounds worth of money, who sends messages every day saying, come on, Katie Myers, get up, open your curtains up. It's a beautiful day outside. I've seen it all. I've seen the friendship. I've seen it all. And I've seen the love that she had for Kaylee as well, you know. And I can mention Kaylee now. Kaylee's 18. But the love that she had for Kaylee, you know, it wasn't just to do with a boss. And, you know, Kaylee was going for dinners with her. Kaylee was in her house. Myers was, you know. She never seemed any sort of a bad person that she's now being made out to be. You know, her character's completely been destroyed by Myers and the rest of them. But it's funny that though, isn't it? Because when Hermosa was actually taking them here, there and everywhere and running around for this family and doing everything that she possibly could, she was the bee's knees, you know. She wanted to be on camera as much as possible with Hermosa. She wanted to be in the shops filming. She had the makeover before she went away on holiday out of the pocket of Hermosa in her salon. And that's a proper friendship. That's what friends do for each other, you know. And I believe that, well, I don't believe I've seen it. There was things that Hermosa didn't agree with as a mother. And she voiced those opinions, and it didn't go very well for her. And it was completely and utterly turned around on her. And then obviously you had the whole situation of the holiday. Now there's information out there that people are saying that, you know, it kicked off and everything on the holiday, and, you know, there's been so many different rumors. People need to stop with the rumors and just leave the facts to the facts, because this is where things are getting misconstrued. People are jumping on different bandwagons, and it really isn't fair when all you're trying to do is portray facts and truth. So unless you know something factual, please, please, please don't put anything out there, because this is where all the misinformation is coming from, and this is where we are now becoming targets, because it's turning into grapevine gossip and witch hunt and ganging up, and it's never ever been like that, ever. And that's all I can put out there. Tattle have absolutely tried to destroy my friend and myself right now. I'm being sent messages all the time of what I'm not interested in tattle, and pages like that. I have no time for you or your opinions. You're not living it. You're not breathing it. You're not seeing it. Okay? You see snippets. That's about it. I have never, ever, ever turned around on any platform and said anything about those children apart from stop mentioning them. Maybe you should take a leaf out of my book on that. And yes, I am calling you out on that tattle because they are somebody's children. How would you feel if their father's reading all them comments? That he might not be able to do anything with this situation. How do you feel about Myers' brother, mother, and other siblings within that family that are reading all of them comments? And you want to judge me, and you want to come for me on actual facts and truth. Yeah, I think you cannot take the moral high ground on that whatsoever. So I think tattle should really stay out of the situations that's ongoing. I really do. When it comes to other pages that have been commenting and things like that, again, I agree with Dave. You know, there's a lot of comments out there, and I've been absolutely disgusted at them, that anybody can speak about a human being in that way, that anybody can speak about how anybody's dealing with the children. You know, at the end of the day, I am a content creator. I have been on YouTube for a number of years, and you don't see all of our lives. I mean, unfortunately, you do see quite a bit of what Katie Myers puts out, and you are entitled to your opinions, but can you not be a little bit respectful? You know, I've been respectful in everything that I've put out there. Even when I turned around and said about the wish list and having underwear on it for Kaylee, I actually spoke as a mother and said, how can you put that on there as a mother? And can you not think of your children's mental health? Every single word was meant as a mother speaking to another mother. You know, everything that I've put out there has been from my head and my heart. It's never been from a place of malice, a place of bullying, a place of intimidation. I've never ever called Myers any sort of derogatory comments that I've received. Never ever. And believe me, if I did, guys, I would be saying it to her face. Yeah, that is a conversation that me and Myers would be having face to face. And getting back to the Indian restaurant, I had the opportunity to do that because I was invited to that restaurant to film it. And I had absolutely no idea of the guest list. I know there was rumors. There was no confirmation because obviously I don't know the owners. It's just a business. And at the end of the day, if they've got a guest list of people that they're inviting, and I mean, you know, even look on Chris's Facebook page, there's other YouTubers in Blackpool that are like, where the hell was my invite? Why wasn't I invited? So, you know, take that up with the restaurant. That's absolutely nothing to do with us. And so I've gone into the restaurant, and obviously Hermosa was my guest. People are questioning why I took Hermosa as my guest. I took many people as my guest. I took, I don't know if he's in the comments anymore, but, and I don't know if I'm okay to mention, but even though there's footage out there, I don't know whether I can or not.
No, I wouldn't.
No, I know he's in the comments, but I don't know whether to mention. There was 11 different content creators, and I possibly invited 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd say I invited about 4 or 5. Okay, along with me, and I made the restaurant aware. I said to them, "Would you like me to bring anybody else?" And they said, "Of course." Yeah, I've got them messages on my phone. So I actually extended my invite to other content creators that I know and I get along with and I support. So we all got into the restaurant, and I was actually late. Dave can confirm that because he picked me up late and he got lost in the car.
Wow. Wow.
I'm calling you out on that, but it's true.
Just
We did
wow.
arrive late, did we not?
Fashionably late, I think the word is.
Fashionably late. Fashionably late. Okay, so we arrived fashionably late to this restaurant, and everybody that I noticed when I walked into the room, including the people that I invited, i.e. Hermosa, and the reason that I invited Hermosa is because that girl, as the businesswoman and entrepreneur and businesswoman of the year in Blackpool and different awards and everything, all you need to do is look at her personal page. She goes around and she films amazing content and supports local businesses. Who would not support that? So whatever malice reasons you think was involved in that, it is utter crap. We're not them sort of people that you're trying to make us out to be. But anyway, I invited Hermosa as my friend, and also to get on with the fellow people that was there, you know, introduce her to everybody within the group and show her, you know, a different side to Blackpool YouTubers, because the side that she's experienced, it really hasn't been a really good positive side for her. Okay. So to show her a different side of what I'm involved in, because believe me, she's turned around and she's gone, how can you be involved in all of that? And I've gone, it's not like that. You haven't experienced a good side of it. Let me introduce you to a better side of what us Blackpool YouTubers are all about. And I don't think anyone can blame me for that. So we walked into the restaurant and Hermosa was there, and she was there alongside Chris, blah, 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 and everybody who was all there. My mum and dad as well, they arrived fashionably late. My mum's always late. And what I noticed when I walked in, Dave can confirm as well, is that everybody was all in a very separate part of this restaurant. Agreed, Dave?
Yeah, 100%. And just on that point, I'm just going to say something.
That's fine. You jump in.
No, it's just an observation, because I've been accused at this Indian restaurant of going around and purposely filming Katie and her children. That didn't happen, to be fair. But you've got to ask yourself, if you go to the opening night of an Indian restaurant where lots of content creators are going to be there with the cameras and everything, why would you sit on the table right next to the food if you didn't want your children to be on camera? So I had no option when I was going around showing the food. I had no option. I turned round, and then I started to interact with one of the staff there and asked her if she had a good night, and they told her the drinks were great and the food was great. I couldn't not sort of catch sort of the people who were sat right next to the food in the footage. It wasn't. It's not what people were saying. It's just a complete and utter, again, lies. It's just complete and utter lies. I'm so sorry, Lindsay. You carry on.
Oh no, it's okay. So as I said, when we got into the actual restaurant, what we realized very, very quickly was that everybody was all congregated in one area. And there was whispers, obviously, that Katie Myers was in the opposite side. And I was like, oh, you're kidding. And Dave can confirm this. Dave, did I go, oh, please tell me no?
Yep, absolutely, 100%. Yep, 100%.
Okay, and so I put my big girl pants on and I just said, right, okay, well, we'll just get on with it. And kudos to Dave as well, because he was actually Hermosa's bulldog that night. That's the only way I can put it across. He was not letting her out of his sight, because that's how tense it was, guys. It was really, really, really tense for everybody to be there. In fact, it probably could have been the worst possible night that I would have invited Hermosa anywhere, because obviously everything's so raw. And there is a lot to discuss, and there's a lot to say, and there's a lot been said, etc., etc. And again, we're only human. There's only so much a person can take, and you know, at the end of the day, Hermosa's never been to her door. She's never pulled her on a street. She's never made any sort of contact with her other than via email. So actually coming face to face with a person who's made your life hell for the last so many months, it's a very difficult situation to be in, especially when you're in public and there's a lot of cameras around. Maybe somebody can actually sympathize with the situation that we found ourselves in. Maybe not. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just telling you facts. And it was a very, very difficult situation. So me and Hermosa decided to stick together as one that evening, and everywhere that I went to film, Hermosa would come along with me. So as you've seen on my footage and on the footage that Raccoon has shared, I have walked into the room. Katie Myers is sat down. Other content creators are filming the buffet because the buffet has only just been laid out for everybody to see. So we're making our way in, and Katie Myers is sat down. Katie Myers spots us and immediately wants to join in alongside everybody. I don't understand the reasons why. Maybe you need to ask her that. Because if I'd have caused so many problems for two people that had just walked in that room, I would be moving the opposite direction away from them to avoid any conflict. She directly sandwiched herself in between the two of us, and it also felt like she was trying, because she was stood there, you've only seen a snippet of the footage, she was trying to like maneuver in between the two of us, and you could hear her huffing and puffing, and me and Hermosa was just getting so frustrated, I think is the right word to use. It was a very difficult situation, and I think every content creator in that room could feel it from us both as well. They witnessed everything that I'm saying right now. And we went to the end of the buffet and we got a plate each. We filled up our plates and went back into the opposite side of the room where everybody is. There's a 2-hour long live. You will see that I'm sat there. We're talking about the food on the live. We're sat there with food, eating it. Me, Dave, and Hermosa all sat on a table together. Obviously, we're very frustrated at what's just happened in the other room. People are saying it's bullying. I don't see it as bullying. If Myers hadn't have come up the way she did at the buffet, then that whole turn of events on the live would never have happened, because she wouldn't have needed to be spoken about. She tried to cause conflict in the opposite side of that restaurant where the buffet was. And what you seen was two girls that was highly frustrated and going, do you know what? If she wants conflict, then we're going to give it to her, because I can't do this anymore. You know, we're here to do a job. We're here to film and promote a business, and she's basically trying to get in our faces. Now tell me what anybody would do in that situation. You know, there's no right or wrong in that situation. I think we handled it perfectly well by just having tongue-in-cheek banter and trying to laugh it off between ourselves. If we're bullies for that, fine, I'll accept accountability on that. You know, but I don't think we were bullies on that live. There's a bigger context to the whole situation. But if I'm going to be judged on that live, then I hold my hands up 100%. But I never said anything nasty. I turned around and I said, well, she's turned up, you know, along them lines. Hermosa said, shall I go live on the Hermosa? And we made tongue-in-cheek in the chat going, press one. At the end of the day, the channel that we was on, it was tongue-in-cheek banter. It says it in the description. If there was any problems that arose from that night, there was 11 different content creators there. Ask them. asked them, did anybody cause any major problems, any issues? Did Katie Myers feel threatened? Did she complain to the restaurant? The answers you're going to get is no. And actually, Katie Myers confirms it on a live the evening after, when she's talking to Paul from Blackpool Lads. When he turns around and he says, and I've only seen this because it's been sent to me, he turns around and he says, it was a great night at the restaurant. She says, yeah, it was a great night. Pardon? It was a great night, but yeah, I'm being called a bully. I mean, there was your ample opportunity, Katie, to turn around and tell Paul, who was at that event, that you felt threatened, that you felt bullied, that you felt intimidated. Why did you choose not to? But you want to tell your followers how it made you feel. And that there's this collective group of YouTubers that are doing this to you. I think it's highly contradictory on the things that she's putting out there. And it's highly detrimental to the people that are involved. So there's a whole bigger picture here, guys, and you need to try and put the jigsaw puzzle together to actually understand the dynamics of what's at play here. It's not fair. It's categorically not fair. So that evening we got home and we were slandered all online. And then obviously we were slandered again on the video that she put out regarding Mason's dad, saying there's a collective problem of YouTubers, which is so wrong. Can we get Katie on call? She can't defend herself. More than happy to. More than happy to.
I think we both agree on that one. I think Kevin in the chat. I'm glad it's better than EastEnders. I'm glad you think that, buddy. Unfortunately, for me and for Lindsay,
I don't think it is. I really don't think it is.
We live in a hell. You know, we are living a hell that's been created by not by but by a person and by people who've been activated by this one person. And I think I've used the phrase cult in the past before. And I've probably used it tongue in cheek, to be fair, in the past. But that's actively what I can see happening, that it is a cult, Kevin. So I appreciate you're entitled to your opinion, and you know, that's what the live chat's for. And it's, you know, just in case you have been late to the room, you know, because of Katie Myers's lies, in my humble opinion, and allegedly, got to cover myself, about myself, I find myself under attack, my house under attack, my family under attack. Lindsay's lived this for many, many months.
And Hermosa.
And yeah, can I also just say, just to lighten the mood a little bit, is that whoever in the live chat was calling Hermosa Samosa and Mimosa, you're the only person that's actually made me smile in the last sort of 3 days. So full marks to you for making me smile. I don't know whether you were, I don't know what was going on, whether you were taking the mickey, what, I have no idea at all. But it made me smile that you'd put all them things. I hope it wasn't an attack on Hermosa, to be fair. I hope it was meant light-heartedly, and that's how I took it anyway. But it's the only thing that kind of made me smile in the last 2 or 3 days. So, but it is a living hell. You know, it is a living hell. And like I said, someone, you know, just record this little bit. Please, 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 Katie, go and retract what you said about myself, please. And I know all the comments in the chat before that said she's not going to do it. She's not going to apologize. She's not going to apologize. Well, she's got a chance to stop maybe something serious happening to another person. And if she really believes in this mantra of be kind and why can't we all get along, then it seems the simplest thing in the world to do.
My opinion is that she will think that everything that is happening to you is happening to her, so why should she apologize?
I get that, and I did mention that before in the in this stream, and I did say people are going to think, oh, well, you're getting some of your own medicine back. It's just not true. It's just not. I've never gone on a live. Not that I've got any followers anyway. I've got about sort of 2,500 subscribers on my channel, and you know they like CB radios. They're not into drama and stuff like that. But I've never ever got on to a live and talked about anybody, never mind Katie Myers or anybody, and tried to direct hate at somebody, lie about them, tried to get people riled up. This is the question I've got to ask myself, and it's only a question I'm asking myself. I'm not accusing anybody. So this is a question I'm asking myself. If this is what she's done publicly, so if she's put that video out about me publicly and put a picture of me out there publicly, what's she doing behind the scenes, like we've seen her allegedly do behind this? Not even allegedly, has it? It's been proven now, but I'm going to use the word allegedly. Like she's been allegedly encouraging people to attack local businesses, to allegedly, or encouraging people to attack personally on people's personal pages. We know this has happened. It's been proven. We know it's been proven because if you go back and watch the Raccoon channel, you'll see it's been proven what's been going on behind the scenes. She must have known that there was a problem with what she'd put out about me because it was removed. It was removed almost as quickly as it was put up. Unfortunately, I think approaching 100 or over 100 of her people, followers, whatever, had already seen it, commented on it, liked it, you know, jumped to her defense. Because let's be honest about it, if I was to go on a live now, not that anybody would watch me, to be fair, but if I was to go on live now and say, listen, I've just been confronted outside my house, there was somebody waiting for me to get me, and I feel really sort of, you know, threatened, then I would expect it's human nature. You're going to sympathize with that person. They look upset, they look annoyed. So this isn't a case of, you know, you're reaping what you sow. This is nothing like it. It goes way, way, way beyond it. And if you can't understand that from the tone that I'm using, the inflection that was in Lindsay's voice when she was recounting a story, this is genuine. This is absolutely genuine. This isn't a case of it's tit for tat and, oh, you know, this is what you've done to her. I've never done anything like that. I've never done anything. Don't know where she lives. I've never doxed her because I can't do, can I? I don't know where she lives. I've not put a picture of her up and said that she's some sort of, you know, stalker or creepy person or anything like that at all. I've never, ever done anything like that at all. Have I made, you know, comments about a chappy stew? Yeah, I have. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to lie to you. I've made comments about this. Someone made a comment about, you know, what's the new channel going to be called? Katie Myers Does Boats. Yeah, did I find that funny? Yeah, I had a bit of a smile. But it's nothing like what's been done. And I'm only going to speak for me personally. I'm going to stop speaking for Lindsay because I shouldn't do that. But I'm going to speak for me personally. What's been done to me personally over the past 2 or 3 days is abhorrent. It's nothing like what I personally have directed at Katie, because I think, like I say, even on the parody pages, I have ended a lot of my comments with, I hope she gets the help she needs.
Yeah, I agree with Dave there. I think that I also agree with the comment that's just been pinned as well, that this is really a police matter, and this is I'm actually waiting on the police getting back to me. I know that Dave's also involved with the police now as well, so yeah.
Yeah,
Like I say, there's a lot.
when you say involved with the police, it sounds like I've been arrested.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry.
No,
You've taken the allegations of what's been put out there about you to the police.
I did it within I did it within minutes of finding out what had gone on
Mm-hmm.
and what was said about me. I'll be honest with you. I don't want sympathy for this. I'll be honest with you, but I haven't really slept since this happened because, you know, and all the people out there that are saying it's, you know, this is a police matter walking in the sun. A few other people have said that as well. You're absolutely right, and that's where it is. Kevin, there you go again. Now I do think you sort of trolling the chat, and that's fine. You know that's what the chat's there for. Please don't ban Kevin, or kick him out or anything. But yeah, have we had a fight with her? No, not at all. But you know, as for sort of personal threats to your person, threats that could very easily transfer from words on a screen into physical, genuine physical abuse. Yes, that has happened towards me personally. As some of the comments that I've had over the past, I can't release them, can't mention them, I can't say anything. But some of the comments that I've had and some of the messages that I've had have been personally very, 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 very threatening. You know, they go beyond libel. They go way beyond libel and slander, whatever the legal term is. I can never remember. One's written and one's spoken. I can never remember. It's gone beyond. It's gone beyond all that now. It is very, very sadly in the hands of, for want of a better word, the law. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, you know, when does it stop? That's what I want to know. I want to know when does it stop, because my partner works away
Katie,
a lot.
Katie, bloody hell, Lindsay, don't hate me for that. Lindsay, just don't say what you're going to say.
No, I need to say it, because at the end of the day, Dave, I've got a lot of family around me. It is not a problem.
Sorry, I apologise for interrupting you. I apologise.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is my partner works away a lot. Is it fair to have the worry of another man doxing my address on my partner's head? This is the extremes that's happening out there right now. Is that somebody's hell bent on backing another person that he wants to put a female in danger, and worrying my family, my partner, my family. A vulnerable woman at that. You know, I've had multiple operations, like I've already explained. So I'm just asking, when is it going to stop? I don't care what Katie Myers is doing on a daily basis. I don't watch her. I can't even see her pages. I don't care. I just get told when my name is mentioned, and it has to stop. This has to, you know, be dealt with in the right ways now, because it's gone on for far too long. The situation with her and Amosa, that is between her and Amosa. The situation of me being dragged into all of this was over me saying about a wish list. Right at the beginning, before even Hermosa came along, all I said was about a wish list and about having the items and the underwear for children on a wish list, as any parent probably voiced the same opinion. And I also stated about having to let her think about her children's mental health in the hate that she was receiving, because when I was actually involved with her, she was already receiving quite a lot of hate, and I was helping navigate all that hate as much as I possibly could. I was sticking up for her here, there and everywhere through different content that she was doing and different things that she was putting out. And at the end of the day, you know, we're content creators, we deal with hate on a daily basis, but be respectful. That's what I'm asking you to be. If you have got anything to say about Katie Myers, and I know she doesn't deserve it, I know how everybody feels about this situation, but at the end of the day, she's still a person. Be respectful. And this is why I say that Raccoon isn't bullying Katie Myers. He's basically pointing out what she's putting out is wrong. And I fully back the Raccoon on his choices, except for that awful picture. And I have expressed that to you, Raccoon, personally. And I've said I didn't agree with it. It's against my morals. And, you know, and we had a bit of a disagreement over that. But that's one thing that I will not stand by and allow to happen. And again, there's a lot of comments out there that are of the exact same nature. And she's a mother. She's somebody's child. She's got parents of her own. Maybe, you know, from what's been put out there, she doesn't really care for that relationship. But I'm somebody's daughter. She's somebody's daughter. She's somebody's mother. You know, people are forgetting the humans on the screen, and that's what I want to put out there.
Thank you.
Can I just say, Ben, he keeps asking in the live chat to be added to this sort of room. If he just clicks on the StreamYard link, he'll be able to come. I'm sure he'll be here in a minute. But
hey,
also,
mate, I think I'm there. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, really well. Ben in London here, watching Myers for a couple of years. Originally as a bit of a laugh, but got more in depth the last sort of, I guess, 18 months or so. Jesus Christ, what the? Why you listen, guys? She's a non-entity. You've got your Lindsay. I know what you're about. Listen, you've got your skills. You know what you're doing. You know how to promote. Why worry about this absolute non-entity who hasn't got a effing clue how to promote a business, herself, the way she dresses? What has happened to make you guys? And I understand because I can't bear her, and that's ridiculous that I'm having to say that. But what has led to you guys, successful people that you are in the Blackpool region, to create this? Because I'm on your side 1,000,000,000%. But why does she bother you? She's an irrelevance.
Because
I can answer that, Ben. She doesn't bother me in the slightest. It's her following that bothers me.
I agree.
Her following is vicious. They are vile. I have been called a slag. I've been called a bitch. I've had threats of my address being leaked.
Wow.
Invasion of privacy. Hermosa has had company house details leaked online for all to see, and then been told, oh, it's public knowledge. But it's not. You shouldn't be searching it, and you shouldn't be putting it out there. The Raccoon has also had things private to him leaked. It's like there's a full-on investigation.
But she wouldn't be able to do that because, Lindsay, you're more invested than I am. You can clearly tell she's not a full deck. She's not particularly intelligent, and that's neither here nor there. But she's not. You can tell she's desperately grabbing on, the alcoholism. I need to take my boys out. I need to go on journeys to Liverpool. She's not particularly astute with life and knowing what to do. And she's not a clever woman. Let's be honest. I think we all know that. You guys can't probably publicly admit that. I can, because I'm a viewer for 2 years. She's not intelligent, she's not clever, so she must have someone behind her. And I don't believe this Kimbo guy or one or two others is feeding her stuff, but she must have someone to help her, because she seems to have such a, I don't know, a secondary intelligence to give her feed to make you guys do what you do. And I'll support all you till kingdom come. I can't wait till the day she comes off social media, and that's not a bitter thing. But what is it? Because she's not a clever woman, guys. Help me out here.
Yeah, I'll tell that one. I'll tell you something now, and I've said this. And sorry, Lindsay, I interrupted you. Then, do you want to say something?
No, it's okay. You go ahead.
Okay, just on that point, and I'm not about to make comment on anybody's intelligence or lack of it or anything, but what I will say is, this is purely my opinion, allegedly, not trying to say anything else about anybody else, but never underestimate her. I think that what you've just said then is exactly what she wants people to think. I think that she's not. Oh, how do I say this without sounding mean? I'm not too sure.
I'm with you on this.
She's not as Ben. I'm going to quote you or use your words. If I do misrepresent you, it is Ben, isn't it? My memory's
Hello,
terrible.
it's Ben.
Yeah, sorry,
Benny
pal. Yeah,
Dawn's,
so
Benny
never,
Dawn's Instagram.
yeah, never underestimate a good plug. Never underestimate her, because I think there's more going on than you all realise. I don't think there's anybody behind her. I think I've said this from when the rage bait started. I think she knows exactly what she's doing. I could be completely wrong. It's purely my opinion. I'm not trying to convince anybody to hate her. I'm not trying to convince anybody to follow her. But I think there's a lot more going on than you maybe give her credit for. Okay. And that's that. If anything, I'm paying her a compliment by saying that, aren't I? I think she's a highly intelligent person. I know
totally
that
disagree with you. Totally disagree with you.
Okay.
I hate to interrupt, but we've watched. I got my mother involved a couple of years ago. We've watched for 2 years since that first farce of the Christmas that they had and all that a couple of years ago. An absolute farce that was. I've watched. There is not, and it's got no bearing on anyone else, but there's not the intelligence there to play a game, the food, all that. It's people say she's doing it for views to make. No, that's her life. The food she makes is her life. The way she treats people is her life. The way she speaks is just what she knows. There's no game there. I'd be interested to see why you are very, very adamant to think that there is a particular excelsior of intelligence there, because I genuinely can't see it, and I watch it for, I don't know, popcorn watching nonsense. Do you know what I mean? But I can't see I can't see what you're saying. I would like to, because that'd make it a lot easier.
Yeah, no, listen, just for me personally, and then I'm going to be quiet and let Lindsay talk, because I don't like the sound of my own voice, I promise you. Let's just take the cooking thing as an example. This is purely from watching her for such a long time, just to prove that I have watched for a while and I was a supporter, is that Katie Myers can cook. I know you're all going to find that hard to believe.
Wow.
If you're quite new.
Wow.
There you go. Katie Myers can cook. She has been online cooking proper meals, nice meals. Now, to watch her over the past 6 months, 12 months, or whatever, making soup in a frying pan, and that's a genuine meal that she cooks. But Katie Myers can cook. She really can. Wow. I don't know if Lindsay can back me up on this or not, but she can cook. And the reason that she's gone to in my humble opinion, is that it gets views, it gets the comments, it gets people saying, like I made reference before, people calling it chappy stew and one thing and another, and but that's just from my opinion. That's just one thing. Katie Myers can cook, I promise you. There was videos of Katie Myers online cooking.
I can confirm what Dave's just repeated to you, Ben. That is true.
Do you know what? That totally shocks me, because we watch it as I say, popcorn fodder. It's pathetic. It's dreadful. It's rank. And yeah, okay. You see people like Kay's Cooking, who gets 20, 30,000 views per video, and she does really well at it. And I do genuinely think that she's doing it genuinely. Everything about Myers is fake. Everything is nonsense. Listen, you both, Lindsay, the gentleman's name. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Sorry,
Dave.
Dave. Sorry, Dave.
Hi, Dave. I've seen very recently, in particular, both your channels, particularly because of the curry thing, but I'll be watching out for more. If you want me, I'm on Instagram at Benny Dorm, BENNYDORM. I'm a bit of an influencer in other ways, but listen, you guys are brilliant. I'm 100% on your side. I've seen through that woman 1,000,000,000%. I feel so sorry for her children, but thank you, and thank you, the raccoon, for doing what he does. He does fantastic bloody videos. And listen, guys, I'm going to abscond, but I'll be watching. But thank you very much for what you're doing for the community and what you're doing for your local needs in regard to this this woman. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben. I was just going to read out a statement for you,
Oh,
Ben. I don't know
go ahead.
I don't know if anybody has seen this statement, but this statement is actually from Katie Myers' brother, and I think a lot of people should actually take note of this statement. And I have a
I
copy
remember
here.
this. Was this about a month or two ago?
Yes.
Read it. You need to read this. People don't know this. Yes, I've seen it, but read it.
Okay, so it says, I am a family member of Katie Myers who has tried in futility to help her behind the scenes by mediating between parties and finding solutions to the problems her actions have landed her in. Me and another family member have mutually come to the decision we will not assist her any longer. We are morally against the premise of her channel and the exploitation of her children, and any attempt to intervene has been futile due to her manipulative grip on her children being so tight.
Jesus.
None of Katie's behaviour surprises us due to the long-standing historical precedent. She has a history of using people for her own gain and making absolutely everything about her. We strongly feel for the individuals who have lost out both emotionally and financially from trying to support her. She is deeply unstable, neurotic, and I've tried for months to get her the help she needs, only for her to entirely ignore it. Intervention is pointless because as soon as the door closes behind us, things just revert back to how they were. I originally had a very long letter written out detailing everything I have witnessed, but it's frankly too staggering to count anymore. Her utter disregard for her children's well-being by making them the focal part of her income is an abusive dynamic in my eyes. She takes no responsibility for the fact this is having a deeper impact on her surrounding family. Ultimately, she will be the architect of her own downfall, and unless she closes her channel imminently, the fallout will be so much worse. As much as I believe there are individuals out there who are deeply entertained by her behaviour and are encouraging her meltdowns, I don't agree with the characterization that all of the people protesting and raising their voice are trolls and bullies. Between all of the mean-spirited stuff, there's a lot of truth about how the way she is behaving is deeply damaging and concerning. But you cannot change Katie Myers. She is incapable of introspection or honesty to herself, let alone others. The best chance her children have is to hit adulthood and run as far away as possible. We will be there for them in whatever capacity we can to ensure they're all safe. All attempts to social services so far have been unfruitful due to Katie's ability to manipulate. Her household is ruled by fear and their children can't speak the truth. But further, they don't realize that the way they are treated is abnormal due to the fact it is all they have ever known. Katie needs to seek help and pay back those she has wronged. She cannot continue to operate in a mindset that she can behave however she likes without consequences. We were the last members of the family who were trying to help her in a practical way. This ends today. We ask that you offer the family, including her children, privacy after many exhaustive years of trying to help her and only getting vitriol in response. Please allow Perry, in particularly, privacy, as they want absolutely nothing to do with their mother's channel and are not to blame for any of Katie's behaviour. As far as Katie is concerned, She deserves to hear how her behaviour has made others feel. She deserves consequences for wronging others. She no longer has any blood family willing to hear her out. We were the last she alienated. She will now reap what she sows, and though I don't gain pleasure from that, it's the only fitting outcome she has created for herself. The only way she will now pave a road back to her blood family is to pay those she owes and get the help she desperately needs. This will be our final and only statement on the matter, and we hope it unambiguously makes our statement clear on our disgust of her ongoing behaviour.
Now, Lindsay, I'd forgotten how bad that was. I knew it was bad. You remember it and you sort of park it. But when you read it verbatim like that, it is dreadful. It is an indictment of what their family have been through, going through, knows that goes on. It is an absolute epiphany of what they know this family relative to be. And from the modicum of things that we see as a viewer, you know, as a local Blackpool resident, even more so, it just literally it showcases what is so bloody evident from such a small thing. The family saying that. Thank you for, can I be honest, from viewers, for reading that out, because many people wouldn't have known that. I'd forgotten how bad it was.
Yeah, and you know, people forget that statement was put out. You know, there is a full
The
video.
brother, wasn't it?
Yeah, and also she turned around and said that he wasn't her brother and she didn't have anything to do with him. He actually gave me a copy of a text message showing that he gave her money only a few weeks prior.
Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
So yeah, you know, it's really, really difficult because obviously there's a lot of what we're saying in those messages, in that statement, that family have endured for a number of years. And that's, you know, it puts a lot of things into context, doesn't it, really?
But Lindsay, that's the thing that I, as the casual viewer, never ever commented, never done anything, happened to be online at this time on a Monday evening, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot about her because you invest yourself in things, don't you? You're a Blackpool native, you're there, you've been to the curry house the other day. What is your modus operandi in regards to the Myers family? Is it just an annoyance? Is it irrelevant to you? Is it what? Are you just annoyed that she's on the scene? Explain from your point of view what Katie Myers is to you.
Okay, so Katie Myers to me is I'd like to say Katie Myers because I'm still giving her the benefit of the doubt that her followers are just acting on the fact of protecting her in any way possible. But then I've also got this little inkling of the Matty and Natalie situation where there was actual voice notes.
Yes, they were played, weren't they?
Yeah, there's actual voice notes like beckoning them to have her back, and you know, she's going to end up in a box, and what more do they want? And you know, I don't want to label it, but it is emotional manipulation on vulnerable people.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Yeah.
So I do believe that, because obviously being a content creator and obviously being in Happy Days and meeting many people in the YouTube community, i.e. the followers, the viewers, the people behind the screens, there is a lot of extremely vulnerable people that can be very easily taken in by something like that. And you know, when you're a content creator, and I don't want this to sound in a big-headed way or anything like that, but when you're a content creator, I've had people, and you know, we've only got like 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, and when I tell you that these vulnerable people have ran into the arcade and gone, oh my god, they will like a celebrity on the screen that they see, and you see the vulnerabilities in these people.
Yeah, they'll do anything for you.
Of
You're
course.
famous to them in a way.
So
and Myers has mentioned she's met subscribers, and you always wonder what was said. And do you know what I mean? I know exactly what you're trying to say.
Yeah,
by that.
and when you say, for instance, like one of my favorite movie stars started inboxing me and saying, you know, and building up this friendship purely for
Who was that, out of interest?
manipulation. Yeah, could you imagine that? Could you imagine that?
Absolutely.
You know, if my favorite movie star said, "Oh, I'm being bullied by another movie star," I'd be like, "Oh my God, are you? Oh, I'm going to go and check it out and see what they're saying about it." And this is the exact same way as what I'm assuming allegedly that her followers are also acting. You know,
Yeah,
if
but her followers are very different to the little I know about you, Lynn. I know who you are, Lindsay. I know a little bit about you only because of you dig up things and you look at people's channels, X, Y, Z. The Myers was the one that I used to follow, obviously, as well as Higgett and everything. But I know who you are. But I think yours would be different followers to Myers. And I'm really being careful. I'm trying to say here, but I think Myers brings a certain breed of people to become a lovely, and that makes me sick to say that, as opposed to what I can imagine you would have as someone that follows and enjoys your content. I think it would be very, very different, because what you put out there, and I have seen odds and sods more recently than not, compared to what Myers has done for the last 2 years that I've definitely seen, I know it's night and day. So I think by proxy, the people that follow you are carte blanche different to what follows Myers. So you've got to take that into account for the clientele. With it, do you know what I mean? I'm not.
I do. I understand where you're coming from, and yeah, I don't want them followers. I really don't.
No, of course you don't.
I know quite a lot of them, literally
don't.
by name, because they pop up. And I mean, you know, we've got Tim Whistle in the chat. We've got Mike in the chat. You know, I've had Mike. His wife is one of our moderators. She's been abused just literally for saying, "Can you please be respectful in the chat?" You know, moderators, they're only there to protect the channels. They're not paid. They just do it for the love of the channel, and these people are being abused. You know, they're not responsible for whatever the content creator has put out elsewhere. But then, because obviously when I go live or anything, I'm constantly getting hate all the time. You know, I'm constant.
For what reason? I don't understand. I don't understand why you say that. Why you would? For what reason?
Because I've basically been vocal in the way of calling out the wish list, standing up.
But nobody could support that. Kids' pants, expensive XYZ. It was pathetic. It was embarrassing. Everybody found that embarrassing. Forgetting the child's pants and all that. That was the worst of the worst. But it was highly embarrassing, inappropriate, and just a nonsense. How could you get called out on that when we all knew it was pathetic?
And this is it. This is how ridiculous it actually is, you know. And if you have a look anywhere online, you'll see that every comment I have made, even to people that have really been horrible to me, I've always been respectful back, because I've got a reputation that I don't want tarnished any more than what it already is. You know, that's all I need, is for somebody turning around and going, "Well, she was all right, bitch, for me." You know, and sometimes I do feel like being like that. You know, you're saying awful things about me, but at the end of the day, where would it get me? Because it would only bring me more judgment from everybody and saying, "Oh, well, there you go. I told you if you pushed her." But you've pushed me now for 6 months and I've still never done it.
No, exactly. Yeah.
You know, there's been a lot of things. There's a lot of things said about me. You know, I think my stoma bag's probably the worst thing, because I've only delved into a little tiny bit of...
I read all about Lindsay. I read all about that today, and how you're a slag, and how...
yeah.
Oh, you spilled your stoma bag everywhere, and I read everything today. First time I've ever read anything about that. And by the way, complete complete respect for me. I lost my father 6 months ago through cancer, not the same cancer. But I learned everything about you from hateful comments, which is just so fucking pathetic.
Yes.
Dreadful. And honestly, today I learnt you had a stoma. I didn't know that much about you, but it was today that I learnt these things. And it may have been the Monkey Myers or Mucky Myers, whatever the channel is, 2 that's running at the minute, which is quite a good channel, or it might have been Raccoon's channel. One or the other, there was some very interesting screenshots about you, and it was just, how dare you? How dare you?
Yeah.
Not from Raccoon, by the way, but he was showcasing the nonsense that's out there. But I don't understand the hate. You're clearly, from what little I know, I mean, I run businesses internationally down from London and Sussex. You're bloody northwest of England, and you're doing brilliantly in your realm of what you do. It's very, very evident. Why do people have so much hatred? What the fuck's that about?
I know, and this is it. But unfortunately, I've found myself being a little bit of a target, and yeah, I don't actually know how to
Your
stop it
father
anymore.
runs the someone talking about flipping burgers. That's your father, I assume they're talking about.
It's not my father, no.
Okay,
That is again. That's
who is it that's saying,
misinformation.
"Oh, you're just a burger flipper now"? No, that was
Yes.
Timbo nonce.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, ridiculous. I don't even believe that's a real person. But you
Oh,
guys seem.
Let me tell you now, he is real.
He can't be. Look at the picture. It's AI.
No,
surely.
No, that photo is AI, but there is a real Brummy voice behind that, and it has been intimidating women. That's what I will say.
Yeah, that sort of person would do. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, scumbag. Right, okay. Okay. I thought it was.
I appreciate that you found me through hate comments. That just shows my point on how much is
idea who
out
you
there.
were, darling. I had no idea who you were. I've been following Myers from the opposite side of things for a long time. I got my wife, my mum involved. We find it hilarious, and then it got very serious about 3, 4, 5 months ago. With actually a lot earlier than that, with the Christmas. We clocked the Christmas thing a long time ago, and I've watched it. I've made them watch it. We've kind of got involved down here. I've got mates involved. We watch it. We find it fucking hilarious because it's a really weird metacosm for what's going on in the world. And up in the northwest of England, I met Chris Higgett, by the way. I was up at Wigan to watch them win at Old Trafford about 2 years ago, and I went to see Chris Higgett because I had to. Took my wife there. He said, "You Londoners, what are you doing here?" We had a laugh and a joke. He told me what he made profit, and we had a laugh and a joke. And I love Blackpool. Last time I went 2 years ago, by the by. We got involved with it all. We found Myers, and we find it hysterical. But no, I knew nothing about you, Lindsay, but you piece things together, don't you? When you find something interesting, you can tell what she's talking about, her followers, her lovelies. God, that makes me fucking sick saying that. You piece things together. I know who you are. I clearly know who Hermosa is. I've sent her a message today, funnily enough, on Instagram, because I wanted to show my support and congratulations for what she did. But you guys, you're just genuine quality content producers, and I've only just recently found you lot. I knew who Walk on the Wild Side was. I don't think he's particularly brilliant, but it's all good what he does and produces. But it made me watch what you lot did at the Curry House the other day, because of the hatred that she gives you, that fucking Myers woman. And listen, you've got another subscriber here, Lindsay, and fair play to you, please.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And just going on obviously you just mentioned, content creators in Blackpool. What you will see from now on is obviously that there is a lot of different content creators all coming together, all supporting each other. And what we're trying to do in doing that is not to alienate the situation of what's been going on, but we're also trying to show that there is a lot of Blackpool YouTubers here We all support each other. We
A
all do
unity. You need that. Of
collaborations
course you do.
together.
It's not
We
about
need the
excluding people,
positivity
darling.
back.
No. I know what you're trying to say here, and I'm going to nip it in the bud. I know you're saying it's not about excluding people. It's a unity thing, and people that don't fit that and are particularly nice people, you don't want them in the unity, do you? Clearly.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. So
How do we
we've
find
now
you then?
got.
How do we find you, Lindsay? Obviously, are you guys on Instagram and everything? Do we because a lot
So
of us
we're
use
all.
other realms.
So we're all based on YouTube.
Yeah. What's your channel, Lindsay?
So I'm Lindsay Crapdashian.
I knew that was who you bloody were. Yes, Crapdashian, because Chris Higgett kept saying it. Yes, I knew that was you. Okay, well, I'll find you. Anyone that's listening, it's Benny Dorm, BENNYDORM. There's not a YouTube channel, but very heavily on Instagram. I'm in PR and advertising. Come and join me. It helps the numbers. And listen, Lindsay, absolute delight to speak to you. You've got a supporter here. We're going to keep watching what you're doing. And if you're on Instagram, come and join the club. Come and get involved. And listen, girl, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much, Ben. I really appreciate some
Cheers,
really
darling.
nice, kind words there.
Hey, I do what I do. Thank you, my sweetheart. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Thanks for the support, pal. Really appreciate it. I think he's got a favourite out of me and you, Linz, hasn't he?
So I'm just reading some of the comments. Chris Higgett's burgers. I've had many of Chris Higgett's burgers. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They are basic fairground burgers, but obviously he tries to give it at a decent price to support the way that the economy is right now. So if you can feed your family for a £5, then why not? That's all I'm going to say on that.
Better Raccoon's gone. Raccoon, are you still there?
I think he's fell asleep.
Has he gone now? It's just me and you, Linz.
Does that mean that we can have a go at him now?
Not too sure. You all right, Raccoon? Are you all right, pal? No, he has. He's gone. He's dropped off. This could be like an all-nighter.
I know. But yeah, I mean, you've heard, guys in the chat, you've heard everything now, and you know, Ben's found me through hate comments. That really, really upsets me, to be honest.
Yeah, I get that, and you know yeah, it's horrible, and that was shocking.
That was quite a tough one to hear, that I'm being recognised more for hate than I am for content, and being a mom, and you know, there's so many other different things about me, but I'm being recognised for hate. And I appreciate Ben saying that, you know, because he's just being honest, but it just shows how much is actually out there, you know. And if there's that much out there about me, think about the other woman in this situation, how much is out there.
And I think also Ben and myself, I'll include in this as well, were initially, I'm not going to say supporters on my part, but I was a follower of Katie Myers, and I've seen people drop off the channel and sort of make comment that they can't carry on following her or supporting her. And like I say, I include myself in that from such a long time ago. Is the tide turning? I'm not too sure. I'm not 100%, because, you know, I think that one thing I will give Katie, she's a good storyteller. She really is a good storyteller, and the story that she tells is one that people seem to want to listen to and want to believe. Like, you know, like you just said about Ben finding you because of the hate comments. That it wasn't. This is another fine example of Katie Myers not giving the hate comments directly, but loading the bullets and letting somebody else fire them.
Yeah.
Whereas with me, what happened on Saturday night, she did it directly to the camera, broadcast it, and what's been put out there can never be taken back. And that's why I've asked her tonight, please withdraw what you've said. You know, it's going to be proven when this footage is initially released, that what you've said was categorically wrong, Katie. This isn't a case of he said, she said. It's black and white. Please please step up, just, you know, once. And who knows, when you've done it once, it might just be that it's so much easier then to put it all to bed. Maybe if we start with one thing, the current thing. And I'm not saying that I'm more important than anybody else in all this at all. I'm really not. I promise you, I'm not.
I mean, in
But
fairness, I think it's more harmful right now, because the day and age that we're living in, for the allegations that's been made against you, it can cause unprovoked attacks on you as a man. And yeah, I think it's a lot. I think it's the most serious thing right now. I'll be perfectly honest. And out of all of this whole situation, I think this is one that's really overstepped.
well, it's the one that's caused somebody to go to seek legal recompense, which is what I did, you know,
Yeah,
right away. I didn't
yeah,
wait for a day or three. I wasn't. So you made reference before, and I'm sort of going to say something now. You made reference before about she felt threatened on the Thursday night. Yeah, on one of her lives that was sent to me. I'm like you. I can't see anything. She's blocked me as well. Yeah, on one of her lives that was sent to me from the Friday morning, I think it was, or maybe Friday afternoon. Certainly Friday, anyway. One of her followers asked her in the thing, "How was Thursday night?" And she said, "It was great. I had a great night."
yeah. And this is it. You know, that there's so many contradictory things that's being said. It's like can't keep up with the misinformation. I'm just going to answer Saskia. Is it Saskia? I've just lost a comment. Hang on a minute. Where did that go? I'm sure somebody's just asked me. Sorry, Dave, I won't be a second. I just want to address this. Oh, there it is. It is Saskia. What was Katie's beef with Chris Higgett, please, Lindsay? It, as a collective, the crap girls and the crap boys did not agree with the wish list. That's as black and white as I can put it. And it's only because we have got no PayPals, no anything connected to our channels. Everything that we do for YouTube viewers, apart from actually being paid by YouTube itself, which is the payment monetization through the ads. Every single penny, apart from the monetization, goes to Brian House. So we didn't want any association with any wish lists.
No, and it's a good point. And one thing I will say is as well is that the after the opening night of the Spice at the Strand Hotel, I did see on Friday, Saturday, it seemed to increase on Sunday at some point, whereby people were saying they would never go there because of Katie Myers' involvement with the business. A bit like what happened with the dental place in Turkey. And can I just say that this is unfortunately what's becoming the Katie Myers effect, and it's really wrong on any business, to be fair. But certainly local businesses in Blackpool need all the help they can get. I think that HDC didn't do the homework with regards to what happened with that paid promotion allegedly. And it came back to bite them. But I think when it comes to local businesses here in Blackpool and the Spice and the Strand, anybody that's investing in Blackpool, and I wasn't born here. Most people know I'm a Mancunian. You can probably tell by my accent. I moved over from Oldham. But anybody that wants to invest in Blackpool gets a big thumbs up from me. And please, anybody out there, don't hold it against the Spice or Strand Hotel or anything that that you think Katie's involved in them. I'm sure that like any shouldn't have said that. I'm sure that like many businesses out there maybe are regretting their involvement and that maybe maybe they shouldn't have done it in hindsight. I include sort of the carpet people and the swimming lesson person and all the allegedly. Could I just say allegedly? They're all very, very sorry they ever got involved in with her, should I say? Sorry, it's getting
Yeah,
late now. It's getting
and I
late now,
think
isn't it?
I think also just, touching on that point that you've just made about obviously HDC, I want to put this out as a content creator. What we have found within promotions and paid promotions, and also speaking to other content creators, is that unfortunately these businesses just look at the followings that certain content creators have got, and they don't really delve into the backgrounds of what these content creators' content actually is or what they're about. And that then becomes a huge detriment to the business, because obviously they've got themselves entwined with said business and content creators, and it's really, really unfair on the businesses being targeted. I don't agree in any business being targeted or avoided or anything like that. It's really unfair. It's not fair on those businesses that have produced content with the content creator. Not everybody has time to do a full background check on people. So maybe lay off on the businesses that do actually get involved, because it's not their faults at the end of the day. And I know people say, well, they should be more diligent, they should look into them a little bit more. But hey, look at Hermosa. If Hermosa would have looked into things a little bit more, she wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, no, totally agree. I think Ben in the live chat there, Ben's back in the live chat saying HTC. No, it's not the old mobile phone makers. It's HDC. It was a dental company based over in Turkey that carried out a procedure on Katie Myers in return for some promotion from Katie Myers.
Yeah.
So that, just to explain to Ben, he's going about HTC. And anybody else, again, if you're new to all this and you're picking things up, and honestly, there's people coming into this even just tonight. I'm not too sure that Kevin is being totally genuine in the chat. I think he's just winding everybody up. But
yeah, just going on something else as well. Sorry, Dave, to interrupt you. Talking about HDC. Talking about HDC, as a lot of people are aware, when the voice notes for Matty and Natalie was actually presented to myself, of the voice notes that was sent via Myers, so there's no allegedly about that. That is Myers' voice. It was only a week later that Myers being suicidal, I want to say, on messages because of bullying and naming me and Hermosa in those messages, and also Raccoon. It was only a week later that she jumped on a flight alone to Turkey and was having the best time of her life, whereas everybody else's lives back here was in absolute tatters with all the allegations and bullying and everything like that was going on. Maybe people should be a little bit aware of that situation as well, please.
Yeah, absolutely. That's very, very, very true. And then again, again, just we took Thursday night as an example. Oh, I'm bullied. Oh, I felt bullied. Oh, I felt threatened. Friday morning, everything's happy days. We're dancing around, we're singing, we're miming. She had a great night. But then 24 hours later, she was bullied again. 24 hours later, she's happy again. It just doesn't add up somewhere, does it?
No, and this is it. It doesn't add up at all. I'm just sorry, Dave. I'm just going to answer this question. No, there's no prices changed with Chris Higgett. It's £1 burger. So I'm just answering that because I didn't say a £2 burger. It's always a £1 burger, man. He's been the same for about 20 years. He's never going to change. He would never. He's fighting against the growing economy, and he still wants to give out a decent deal for families. But yeah, and I think we've covered quite a lot this evening, but there is so much much to actually cover that. It's all falling together now like a jigsaw. The pieces are all falling into place of all different things. There's just so much now. There's so much damage. There's a huge trail of destruction. And on my last words, I'd like to say to everybody to please be respectful. Like I said, she is a mum. She is somebody's mum. You know, them kids are going to, you know, how kids are. You know, kids have a look on different Googles and things like that. You know, even celebrities' kids, they have a look on different sites and things. So please try and be respectful of the things that you say. And also, and I know how hard it is, but we have to show that we're better people in this whole situation, as hard as that is. I do get the frustration, and I'm with everybody on the frustration, but she is also somebody's child. You know, a mother will be reading comments, a brother will be reading comments. There is other families involved in this whole situation, and I think that there needs to be a bit more respect shown for the wider family members involved in each side of these discussions and businesses.
Yeah, absolutely true. Raccoon, are you back yet? Are you there? That's the answer is no. I think we're going to need a spiritualist to get in contact with Raccoon. What's going on? I think we've been left. I feel abandoned. I nearly made a joke then that I shouldn't make, but I feel abandoned. I feel sort of, I don't know.
I don't know if there's anything else that we can mention, really.
I don't think there is. I think it's gone on for nearly 3 hours now, believe it or not. And I just want to say I'm going to have to go. I'm absolutely shattered, and I know that you are, Lindsay, as well.
Well, you know, I've not slept, Dave, because obviously we've been speaking, and
yeah, 100%. Can I thank everybody in the live chat as well, and for the words of support. It really does. You know, it does mean a lot. And I know that Lindsay sort of appreciates it as well. But like I said, we don't want anybody taking any sides in this. We don't want anybody attacked. We don't want any sort of malicious comments to go towards anybody, to be fair. The only thing I want out of tonight is that someone sort of hopefully can get hold of Katie Myers and say, listen, you know, you can start here by making you know, we're putting a wrong right. So there you go.
yeah, he probably is bored and fell asleep. I'm sorry, I do waffle on, and again, you know, I've tried to explain myself in the best way possible. There you go. Do you know, I've got a main troll that trolls me all the time, and he's in the chat now. He's called Rob the Big Dog. But do you know what? He really, really, really makes me giggle. You know, he really lightens the mood up for me. So huge thank you to Rob for that. By a business deal that went wrong, ended the friendship. Actually, no, Saskia, that is wrong information. I'm not going to speak on that, but I can tell you that that is absolutely nothing at all to do with the Hermosa Myers situation. That's what's been put out there by Myers herself, and unfortunately, it is misinformation. So one day, hopefully, Hermosa will join a chat like this, and do you know what? I think she's scared. I do think she's scared because she's been branded so many different things. I mean, she's got that many different personalities from all the different comments that have been made about her. That you know, one day when she finally does speak, everyone will get the truth. And there's not just truth, there's also evidence that she should be sharing. But again, she won't do it while she's under backlash. Why would you? Why would you? Because there's so much judgment and people are being taken completely the wrong way.
Yeah, agreed with what Lindsay said. I know for a fact that's the business deal gone wrong thing is just misinformation. It's not right. It's not the truth.
It's not true. It's not true.
Just something else that's not true. There you go. Right, should we end this live then, Lindsay?
I have noticed mimosas. I doubt she's scared. I don't think she's. I don't think you're picking up the right way there. Obviously, there's a lot of frustration. I mean, there's a little bit of a difference in a cooking video to actually having slanderous allegations made about you, to do with your business, to do with company's house, to do with the prices that you pay for things. I mean, when I tell you that Hermosa has been under full investigation by certain lovelies to the point where her personal life has been turned upside down. Yeah. Does she want to go on a public platform and say anything? No, she doesn't. So is she making digs in the way that she wants to make digs? Possibly. I don't know. I can't answer that. But if she's putting cooking videos out and she's doing reviews and things like that, you know, she's trying to establish herself as supporting businesses within the town, that her name's being branded as being a bad person right now. That's the only thing I can say for Hermosa. But what I can tell you is that I've known her for, you know, whether you want to believe this or not, I've known her for 27 years. And I've never, ever, ever had a bad word with her, because there's never been a bad word needed. That should show more than anything that if somebody can actually hold a friendship for that long, they're not really what somebody else is making them out to be.
No, I agree. I agree. So there we go. I think we've said all we've got to say at the moment, or that we can say. Lindsay, am I correct?
Yeah, I feel so. Yeah.
I think we're both drained. I think we are both drained.
I'm really drained by all this, because again, you know, a lot of people say, oh, well, you just, like, you know, you put a persona on screen and things like that. But a lot of content creators maybe do. You know, a lot of content creators maybe have a different persona, just like celebrities do and singers do. But what I can say to you is, what you see is what you get with me. I'm the same on screen as I am off screen. And I can speak on behalf of my fellow YouTubers in Blackpool. We are all very, very the same. You know, we mix a lot together. We spend a lot of time together, on camera, off camera. We try to support local businesses as much as we can. We try to support our hometown against dark tourism as much as we can. We try to show Blackpool in a very different light to what's being shown on many different, and not even just the platforms. We fight against the newspaper articles. We fight against the misinformation that's constantly put out there by different establishments, i.e. Facebook, YouTube, content creators, clickbait, rage bait. You know, at the end of the day, I was born and bred in this town, and my family are very well established in this town. So we want Blackpool to succeed. We want people to come here and have a good time. And if we can put some content on that shows Blackpool in a good light, then we're going to do it. And there's nobody out there that's going to hinder that or stop that. And that goes as well with the Brian House. We will always, always, always support Brian House.
Yeah, and as to what Lindsay just said about what you see is what you get and being the same on screen and off screen, yes, I am that unprofessional, bumbling fool that doesn't have a clue what he's doing with YouTube or anything. Honest to God, I swear to God, that is me. That is just me. I think Kevin sort of summed it up there in the live chat. Thought you was drained. Shut your turkey trotters for 1 minute then. There you go. He's made me smile.
But
Kevin,
you know, yeah, that's the sort of comment I can cope with. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a full believer in free speech. Okay, but there's a difference in having free speech and being respectful with it, and there's also a difference with being disrespectful. Everyone's entitled to an opinion.
There is. Well, I hope the raccoon's okay, and I hope we, you know, I'm a bit concerned now.
I know. I don't know where he is.
Okay, should we end the live then, Lindsay? Should we end it?
We can't end it, can we? We can only come off.
We can just bugger off. That's what I meant. I mean, listen, I'll sit and you know what? I'm going to say I'll sit here and chat all night, but I can't. I'm shattered.
I'm not sure if he's got any. I'm not sure if he's got any mods. I did see Sarah in the chat earlier, but I don't know how we can end this live. If I hope he's okay.
Yeah, me.
I've got absolutely no idea. You know, I mean,
the raccoon's gone into hibernation. Quite like that.
No, just Sarah as mod. I can text him. Yeah, please, if you would do, thank you. And you know, I really feel for Raccoon as well, you know, because there's certain things that's been put out there about him that he also doesn't deserve.
No, and you know, I wouldn't have a platform. Maybe you would have, Lindsay, a platform to sort of refute what's been said about you, and I certainly haven't and wouldn't have without the raccoon. And you know, for that, I can just say thank you. I really do. You know, I really do appreciate it to have the chance to sort of say, you know, in black and white that what happened certainly over the weekend was 100%, and I say that really 100%. Everything that was said by Kate Myers, everything that was said was factually incorrect. So
yeah, and this is why I did the very first collaboration with the Raccoon, because obviously he and believe it or not, you know, he really scrutinized me the very first time that I came into contact with him. He questioned my character. He wanted factual information, not hearsay. He was very due diligent on the information that he wanted before he was actually going to have his say on it. You know, he wanted the proof. He wanted the proof of where the funds was allocated, the receipts, etc., etc. And for somebody who wants to go to that extent on proving the truth, you know, I've got his back.
Yeah, no, I get it. He has done his due diligence 100%. Interestingly enough, the viewing people, I was going to say to you, there's only going to be me and you left, Lindsay, in a minute, but the actual viewing figures are going up. But believe it or not, it dropped down to just below 100. Now it's gone back up to 110 watching. So, no idea what's going on at all.
So Sarah's going to call him now. So
right, okay. Well, anybody that's left in the chat, have you got any questions? We'll answer a few questions while we're here.
what do we have to?
Well, no, we don't have to, no. But you know, I did say, Lindsay, let's end the stream by just disappearing, and
Well,
you told me
you
no.
know, well, you know, the name of the live stream is Are We just Maya's bullies? So I think that's the main question, guys. One in the chat if you think we're bullies, and if you think we're not bullies, and two if you think we are. That's the whole point of this whole live, you know, is hearing the different sides and our truths. So I think the only thing to say is, are we bullies?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you, and I this is why I always thought that on Katie My show, everybody had a say. Everybody could sort of put their own point forward, and it was listened to, and that just sadly wasn't the case.
Yeah.
It just sadly wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And you know, it's you know, my way or the highway, for want of a better phrase. And ultimately, if you surround yourself with yes people, I think we've all heard rumors, we've all heard stories of these very famous people, and I mean very famous people, who are surrounded by just people that say yes to them all the time, and look how then people ultimately end up. You know, they end up with an inflated self-importance, you know, view of themselves. And you know, if you block everybody that disagrees with you and you only keep people around you who agree with you, we all need people to keep us in check. We all need somebody to say, listen, that's not right, I don't agree, because I think we all need that to keep us grounded. I think it's really important that you have that. But if you only surround yourself with yes people, you're not really gonna, it's not gonna, in my opinion, purely my opinion, it's not gonna make you the best person that you could be.
Yeah, no, I understand that. I'm just looking at some of the comments. So Saskia, I've got absolutely no idea. I don't have any information. I only get told secondhand information. And again, like I said to you earlier on this live, you know, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I wouldn't want to discuss any of the Myers children or adult children whatsoever in respect to the other outsider family members. Including the adult children. As another question about the young girl who was working at Hermosa Boutique. I said her name earlier because she's 18 now. I really don't want to comment on any of that either. So please respect that, because I've never spoken about them and I'm not going to choose to do so now, just because of the situations that I'm in there with the scrutiny and the bullying and everything that's going on. That's still not going to change my character or my morals.
I think we both agreed on that, and that there's a line that's there that we're not going to cross.
No.
Maybe people on the other side have crossed it many, 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 many times, but that's the difference. And I'm going to speak for Lindsay here. That's the difference between me and Lindsay, and maybe the other people involved in this. This is where we are different. There's hardly been a swear word in tonight. With 3 hours now we've been going. There's not been a swear word. There's not been any nastiness. There's not been any hatefulness from our side. Just factual points that have been put across. I think that speaks for itself, to be fair.
And you know, we're joined by fellow content creators that know us both personally, and they're both saying that we're not these people. And I really appreciate your comments. You know who you are. I don't want to name yous because that would be unfair. There's also a lot of followers in this group as well that follow my channel and everything that we all do. So I appreciate everybody's support on everything, and I know my mum and dad appreciate everybody's support. And yeah, that's it's been a tough ride, guys. It really has. It's been a real tough ride. Lindsay, do me a favor, please. Never stop being you, please. I won't. I'll never change. I'll never ever change. I'm me. Does anybody have any questions? Not including mentioning any of the adult children or the younger children within the household. Like any questions that are respectful, please.
Yeah, and please remember that we were limited to what we can speak about as well.
Yeah.
But I have just been onto the fact I've just rang the police again and just reported the raccoon missing.
Oh dear.
Can we do another walkie-talkie video? Yes. Do you know what? There is another walkie-talkie video coming up. Lindsay might not be aware of this yet, but yeah, there is.
Yeah, that was a good, and this is the thing, there's going to be a lot more different collaborations as a whole. This is what I was saying earlier, that the Blackpool YouTubers now need to show us in a positive light, all of us together, because it's not just me. I mean, obviously I've faced a lot of backlash. Mason's dad's facing backlash now, but you need to be aware that there's also other content creators that have faced a minimal part of backlash as well, for being a little bit, oh, well, why aren't you doing this with this person? And what, it's all questionable right now, and people are all feeling the whole situation. So I think the more that the collaborations and the support for each other. I mean, even just the awards the other night, you know, you had the main three content creators in Blackpool that was in the final all sat together taking photos together. There's no competition, guys. There's never has been a competition. We're all equal and we all support each other in everything that we do. And I think that is what's coming across on screen more and more. The more collaborations and the more get-togethers and family occasions and things that we're all attending together, I think everyone can see that there's a community, and this community is being hurt and damaged right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I agree with everything that Lindsay's just said. Someone asked a question in the live chat there. Do you have a favourite tipple, Dave? Yeah, I do. Hot chocolate. I think Lindsay can back me up on this. When we were out the other day, it was probably one of the hottest days of the year, and I got a hot chocolate.
That's true.
That's true. Absolutely true. It's because I love hot chocolate.
I was so shocked at the Solaris Centre when you ordered a hot chocolate. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was like 85 degrees outside and I got a hot chocolate. I love it. There you go.
Okay, Saskia, that's a great question. So can I ask Lindsay, where was the name Crap Girls given and Crap Boys? Because crap means rubbish to me. Okay, so it's actually the first letters of the names involved. So the crap teams, and then this is probably news to Mason's dad as well. So it started Chris, Roy, and Pete. So that's where crap comes from. And then obviously they're boys, and they work together as a team. So they were called the Crap Boys. And it's Chris, Roy, and Pete. So there was 3 before he ran off to Wales with a new girlfriend.
Wow, no, I never knew that.
Yeah, so that's where the Crap Girls also comes from, because obviously the Crap Boys was the original channel, and then the Crap Girls are basically just in competition. We're the footballers' wives. I see even Rob the dog's got it wrong. It's not Rick. Everybody used to think it was Rick. It's actually Chris, Roy, and Pete.
Well, there you go. Every day is a learning day. Every day is a learning day. I think, you know, the battery on my laptop's not going to last much longer. I've just checked now. It was 100% when we started this, and I've got 19% remaining.
Don't you dare leave me on this line.
Well, I don't have much choice because my charger's upstairs.
Yeah, okay, yeah, and the banter is the Crap Girls don't exist. We're the wags. Yeah, exactly. You know, it's all banter, it's all fun, it's all old school cheekiness, and I do think it's like it's great, you know, the pranks that we pull on each other. I mean, there's some absolutely fantastic videos of the Crap Girls and the Crap Boys. They are really good channels, and unfortunately the Crap Girls stopped uploading onto YouTube due to my ill health. And now it's literally a timing situation, but we are going to be doing a lot more vlogs together very, very soon. But obviously my mum is one of the Crap Girls, and she runs a very, very busy business, and we're coming into the summer season. So yes. I remember Roy going to Wales. Yes, there you go. Caroline remembers. Where did Leroy actually go? Nobody knows. You know, nobody knows. All I can tell you is what I know. And it was that Chris Higgett had arranged to do filming with him, to pick him up in the same location that he always picked him up. Chris turned up and Leroy never. And we've never, ever, ever seen him again. So Chris is the last person to see him. So nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Where did he go to? Wales?
No, that was Roy. Roy ran off to Wales with a new girlfriend. Yeah. So if you go right the way back on the Beyond the Edge channel, you'll see Roy. So Roy was involved with the Crap Boys then on the Beyond the Edge channel and on the Leroy channel. And then Roy left, he met a new girlfriend and moved to Wales with his girlfriend. And then the Crap Boys was actually officially born after that.
So all these people have disappeared in Wales. Where,
Yeah.
where does the raccoon live?
So the raccoons with Roy.
It's like the
So
Bermuda Triangle, but just in Wales. Just
last thing I remember of Leroy was him giving out. Yes, that was the last thing. He was actually outside filming Amazing Grace, and then he'd arranged to do the Crap Boys letters and the other YouTubers letters, and he never turned up. He never turned up at the pickup location. But the very last vlog that was on, I think it was Helen's Loud and Crowd, or Helen's Crowd and something like that. I'm sure it was Helen's Crowd and Loud, but somebody might be able to put it in the comments. The last video was him giving out money outside of Amazing Grace, and then there was nothing, and then all of a sudden his whole channel, all the content, all the videos, all the Friday fish suppers and everything just disappeared, and there was no more Leroy. And the strangest thing about Leroy, obviously I met him, but the strangest thing was he never ever showed his face on camera. It's really strange.
right. Maybe we need to go looking for him. Could be the start of a new series. This.
Oh, the name Crapdashian it actually came from a Myers hater. I was actually nicknamed Crapdashian because I wear my dark glasses due to stroke damage to my eyes, and the crap is from the stoma bag. So I used the Myers hateful comment that I received, and I made a channel name called the Crapdashian.
And that's the perfect example of how to turn negative into a positive. And the raccoon's back.
Where the hell have you been?
Raccoon, are you there?
And we're just answering questions now, aren't we?
It says there, let me know when you want to come off.
But yeah, that was where the Crapdashian channel came from, Lindsay Crapdashian, because I was called a wannabe Kardashian. And basically derogatory comments about my stoma bag. So then they ended up coming up with the name, she's a Crapdashian, not a Kardashian, and all these hateful comments. So I said, well, I'm going to use that.
Yeah. It's good. Raccoon, are you back? Because my battery's, I've got 10% left in my laptop. So my battery's going to die in about sort of 7 minutes probably. No, still. So he's in the chat. How can he be in the chat, but not actually here in the room?
No, I don't think it was him, Neil. That again, I think that was just pure banter of somebody taking the mickey. I don't think that was him. I think imaginations run wild with the suspicion of where Leroy is. I mean, there's been so many different things, like he's under the floorboards at Chris Higgett's done him in. I mean, to be fair, he did just like say on camera just a few weeks ago that he was going to bundle the Three Mouseketeers into a cupboard and lock them in, and he's going to torture all these YouTubers. He's not doing himself really any favors, is he?
Oh, well, at least he's joking.
Yeah, it's all tongue in cheek. It's all banter. But yeah.
No, I'll hang on here. Saskia, thank you for that. Get yourself off, David's fine. I'll hang on here until my battery goes. But if I do disappear, I still don't know why I've got a black screen and you and Lindsay's got like a floating head, but with things vibrating when she speaks. Raccoon's got a picture, but I look like
You're the invisible man.
I look like I'm locked in a cupboard, don't I? I do look like I'm locked in a cupboard with the lights off, and quite a lot of people would probably prefer me to be.
So has anybody else got any other questions before?
Well, I think everyone's done that. It's just me and you left, Lindsay. That's it now. Oh, hang on, there's people here now. Rochelle. Who's Rochelle?
When I come up, I'm not using a hotel, I'm borrowing Chris's basement. Oh,
Chris has put
dear.
Chris has put Dave in the cupboard. Yeah, you're probably right, Rob. Chris has put
Yeah,
me in
so
the cupboard.
I'm happy to do 10-15 minutes if anyone's got any more questions. But obviously, if you can be respectful, I would appreciate that. I'll always answer honestly and truthfully.
I could have said I've been put in the closet and coming out of the closet, but I didn't. Did I? I did say cupboard.
It's time for your bedtime. Don't even open up that can of worms.
No. No. I've still got. Hang on. What was my laptop? So I've still got 7 minutes.
What's happening in 7 minutes?
Oh, we're
where
back.
have you been?
Where are you? We've just been killing time since about 10 o'clock. He's gone again now.
Hi.
Did you fall asleep? Was I chatting too long? I mean,
No, not at all. Not at all.
how's the new donut place doing, Lindsay? It's doing really well. Yeah, you know, we've got the £1 burger and the £1 donut. As a team, you know, £1 burger Chris and £1 donut Pete. Can you believe they've got their own song? I mean, these crap boys, I really need to catch up with them. If I can get a break away from all the hate, I need to catch up with them and make my own song. Me and my mum. Oh,
Right, Raccoon. I think me and Lindsay are talked out. Unless you've got anything to say.
I'm just seeing if anyone's got any comments at the minute, aren't we? Any questions? Sorry. So where have you been, Raccoon? Did you fall asleep or?
No. I got staying power. Don't you worry.
Oh, okay. So how much has been raised for Brian House in total since it started? Oh God. 7, 8, 9, 10,
I'm going to say it's got to be near 20 grand, then, if not over.
13. It's got to be around about 15, 16 grand.
Yeah. Huge amount.
Yeah, huge amount. And again, you know, only a percentage of that has come from CJ's multi-win prize bingo, which is my dad's mum and dad's bingo. But a lot of that has come from collectively from the subscribers. That is amazing. You know, we can't say it enough. You know, we say it every time we're outside Brian House doing the handovers. We're just delivering it. That's all we're doing. We're delivering it on behalf of all our subscribers as a collective on all the different channels.
Yeah, agreed. Something to be proud of.
It is. It sure is. We have just turned the TV off upstairs bed on the phone now. Oh, thank you, Charles. Any more questions, guys?
You know, I'm glad Raccoon's okay as well. I'm starting to get worried about you, Raccoon. I'm going to be honest with you.
Raccoon, have you got any questions for me and Dave?
No, I'm all good. I am up to speed with most things that's going on.
Okay, is it time for us to say good night to everybody then?
Yeah, I think it's about time. It's been on over 3 hours now. So
can I just say, every phone conversation I have with Lindsay, this is standard. This 3 hour conversation.
We sat outside the Solaris for I don't know how long. We was meant to do filming, and we just sat there chatting, and it was literally like we'd known each other for years. You know, we're just talking about kids and life and everything. It was great, and this is what I mean. This is how you get to know somebody. Right, Lindsay, do the goodbye song. Oh God, no! Do I have to? This isn't the Crap Girls channel.
Right. Well, I literally am down to my last 3%. So Raccoon, thank you so much for the opportunity to say what I've said tonight, and Lindsay, thank you for everything you said as well, and everybody in the chat, thank you for the comments as well. Even the negative Nelly, I can live with it. It's fine.
No worries. I hope you're okay, Dave.
I'm all right, buddy. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me, Dave.
And then there were 2.
Yes, just be here.
But I will be ending it, I think, now, because I'm pretty, yeah, I have staying power, but not that much.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Well, I'm happy to end when you are. I don't think anyone's got any more questions. I think everyone's tired, so.
Yeah, I think we'll end it here. Thank you all so much for everybody that's come on tonight.
And I just hope that everyone's actually like listened to everything that's been said tonight. So
yeah. Okay, so good night, everybody. Thank you all so much, and I'll catch you again soon. Thank you, Lindsay, for coming on.
yeah, thanks a lot. Good night. Night, everybody. Thank you.